Okay, everything should be working, hopefully. Hello, everyone. How yous all doing? I'm just doing my best to work with what I've got. Bear with me. There we go. I've got a live feed. How yous all doing? Not really a big game of the day or anything, but it's going to be an interesting one. But yeah, Celtic v St Mirren. How yous all doing? It's always nice to have people in early. How you doing? Oh, it's nice to see you back, Harry. We hate the Rangers, we do. I love to see that as well. How you doing, James? Nice to see you as well. Likewise with Jock. But everything should be okay. I've had a lot of trouble with the mic of recent. So if there's any delay and lag, please let me know now because it's a big fucking problem. But I'll be back in like 2 seconds. The game is there. It's hard to find a feed. So if it crashes, I'll do my best to improvise. But I have got live images so I can at least let you know what's going on periodically. I do not know how delayed it is, but it's there, so yes. I'll be 2 seconds, I just need to gather some much needed equipment. Start with you. Water. Oh. It's a bit of a scuffed stream because I had to go and fucking hunting basically for everything that I've got today. Obviously, being in the UK, you can't watch the game if you're inside Scotland, which is just fucking stupid. But nonetheless, people that are actually fans of the team can't watch the game unless you're at the fucking stadium. Based. But yeah, I'll run you through the lineups because there are some interesting things. I mean, out the gate, the one thing that I'll say is Awata, from what I've seen on the Twitter lineups, he was starting at centre back, and he is, so that's cool. But we'll start with St Mirren's lineup first because we kind of know how this all goes. I'll read out and you can work with what you have got. But it's obviously Carson. They've got Small starting at left back, Taylor, Shaughnessy, Fraser and Strain as their full line defence. And of course they've got Bacchus, Gogic and O'Hara in their midfield, their usual suspects, and obviously Main and Kilty as their front two. I guess, again, they're going to go with the overlapping runs. Wouldn't surprise me. Our lineup's a little different at the back, like I said, but it's not exactly bad. For those that might be slightly concerned with Awata, he did win Player of the Year as a centre-back. He's just really good in midfield too, so for, again, those that might have a couple of doubts here and there, I wouldn't. So, but But yeah, we've got Joe Hart, Ralston, Starfelt, Iwata and Taylor. Obviously O'Reilly, McGregor, Hatate. In the midfield, the usual suspects. We like to see it. And Furuhashi, Maeda and Jota starting as our front three. So I'll leave the lineups there for a little bit while we let people kind of seep in and do what's necessary. How you doing, guys, mate? How's life? But yeah, I mean, all things considered, St Mirren, they have a lot to play for. I mean, earlier on, for those that didn't see it, Hearts beat Aberdeen, so the battle for third is certainly fucking interesting. I think I should probably show you that, actually, but the benches as well, I totally forgot about that, yeah. Well, St Mirren's benches, Tanzard, Boydman, Stunt, Jameson, Offord, Minsky, Taylor, Gallagher and Kenny. Ours is Haskabanovic, Abada, Turnbull, Kobayashi, obviously Big O, Bernabe, Bain, Forrest and Summers. Bain's just kind of thrown in there as a pity substitute. You can feel it in the bones, can't you? Life is good though, life is good. Why not play Iwata? I think it was because Kobayashi was kind of signed as a centre-back, Chief, and we might as well have tried to use him in the way that he was intended. It just didn't necessarily work. Oh shit, guys, you good? Maybe you need to go and get that checked, lad, if you're not feeling all too hot, my guy. It's kind of unfortunate. I'll do my best to. I mean, can I even change the audio settings to be more thingy in the right ear for you? Yeah, Flash won't be with me today. He's at the game. He'll be kind of periodically, hopefully, popping in and messaging. But the fear I've got's not exactly tremendous, I'll say that much. It's better than nothing though. As long as I can see what's going on, I'll accept it with glee. How you doing, Mark, man? Nice to see you. It's all the usual suspects coming in early on. Love to see it, man. But yeah, I made a wise purchase. I finally got one of the lighters that I was talking about getting. Like, I don't know if it was last stream or a few streams ago. But I'll also be keeping up with this game. I know people won't care about it, but I do. So therefore, it's going to be part of my stream, because fuck you, I'm in charge. But Albion Rovers and Spartans ended 1-1 in the away leg. Oh, for those that don't know, or for those that are new to this stream, this is my local club. This is my team that I basically supported since I've walked out the womb. As a baby, I lived in the flats right above the stadium, so there's a lot of ties to this club. I do not want to see them lose their history. They've basically been in the fucking top divisions for ages. I'll be keeping an eye on that game, because I want to. But obviously, this is the main one. They've begun walking out, so we can kind of get that ready to go. I'm doing my best to obviously make this as entertaining as I can. It's obviously going to be a bit of a flawed stream. It always happens whenever, you know, Celtic TV decides that the UK doesn't exist in its peripheral vision and decides that anyone that's Scottish that wants to watch the game can't. It's pretty fucking cringe, but it's a good turnout. I mean, for what you'd consider a dud match, obviously St Mirren have points to play for, because they're obviously trying to keep the chase up. They're only, 5 points? Well, actually 3 points behind. I forgot they had Burnley and drew, didn't they? So it makes it interesting, because if they win, they kind of put a little bit of pressure on Hibs. Obviously, they're still behind on goal difference, and it's going to make it difficult for them to do fucking anything. But, I mean, the rest of the table, obviously, besides the top two, is pretty tense, you know what I mean? With the way the things sway out, I mean, St Mirren can't push into third or anything, but, you know, Hibs could sneak in there, maybe, if everything works out in their favour. But, again, I don't really see that happening. Oh, the Spartans is a mask. Well, there you go. I mean, I do have a lot of respect for Spartans, but I don't want to see the Rovers die just yet, you know what I mean? Get this a wee refresh, because they should be underway at some point soon. Postacoglu's just having a word with the St Mirren manager, but we'll give you one last run of the lineups for those that have just in. Hello, by the way, subscribe if you're new, I'd appreciate the support. But we've got Hart, Taylor, Iwata, Starfelt and Ralston as our defence. O'Reilly, McGregor and Hatate playing as our midfield three, with Jota, Furuhashi and Maeda starting as our front so we should be good in that sense. St Mirren's is a bit more conservative, as you would imagine. They're probably just playing for the single point, but we've got Carson, Small, Taylor, Shaughnessy, Fraser and Strain, Bacchus, Gogic and O'Hara, and Main and Kelty is their front two. So, oh, I love that. The wee boy celebrating, nice. But we should be underway at some point. Like I said, I'll be about like 2 or 3 minutes behind because illegal stream. Had to find one. But I'm curious to see what St Mirren do because, again, I mean, if they looked at last week's performance, they know we can be rocked. So it's a case of, well, if push comes to shove. But things will probably be more and more interesting as these kind of games drag on because, like, again, O'Reilly's teeing up to get off the kick off and we're underway. But things will be interesting for St Mirren because they'll have to come out and take the game to us, definitely. I mean, that's obvious. It's a given, but I mean, it's curious to see how we play, especially with Awata at the back as well, because, I mean, he's not exactly the tallest boy in the pitch, but again, it makes sense with Starfield basically playing on the right. It's more comfortable to just kind of do that. Again, I've got no complaints or quarrels with it, but it's just kind of being played around early on. Simple pass back towards attack, and they'll just kind of do what they can to stifle it. Simple and jazzy. Why have you froze? That was fantastic timing. We could have been on an attack there. And it's just lagged all the way back to kick off. Local opinion on body fuel. As in, like, what? There's a lot of things that constitute as body fuel, my guy. It's dinked up. Let's see what happens here. And there's an immediate pack pass. I'm really, it'll be fun to see how Awata kind of plays in this like position, because if he does well, fantastic, you know what I mean? It means that it solves the Kobayashi being shit problem. Well, not really shit, but it was kind of disappointing, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? It wasn't exactly great, but it's back towards hot. And they'll try their best to come out from the back with that. Let's see where the press goes. Ralston's caught early on, and there might be a bit of pressure early on here. That's exactly why Awata's a bit of a weird one. But he is playing, I guess, as a rotary centre-back with Starfelt, so neither of them are playing as a standout, like, or the drink. I've never heard of it, mate. I thought it was kind of like a energy drink, I'd presume. But again, I'm type 1 diabetic, I can't have a lot of weird shit like that, but oh, ball's one back here, and there could be an early chance on as it comes out to Ralston. Played out wide. Jaw's going to do his little dance, gets it back out to the Scotsman, plays it in, and it deflects straight through the St Mirren defence as well, and tell you what, if O'Reilly was a bit quicker to that could have been a snapshot chance. Decent start for us, though. We get the ball into the box inside the first minute and a half. We're just going to be skimped back and they'll be able to go again. Maltwis. You can tell you're Scottish, James. Oh, is that fucking froze again? This was always going to be the problem whenever I went live. Well, if I have to keep reversing it, I'll keep reversing it. You're not denying me Celtic privileges? Fuck you, capitalism. There we go. There we go. Back towards Awata, and we'll come out from the back. Let's see where it goes out. Back towards Ralston, unless he should try and get that in the midfield. Doesn't. Instead goes back towards Starfelt and will just kind of maintain their positioning. Good. Just kind of pinged up. They're not really looking for anyone now. Yeah, that's the thing. It's there's nothing. The streams are. Again, I'm watching this in, like, I would say maybe 360p if I'm lucky. And it kind of buffers every like 10-15 seconds, so I have to refresh it every like 2-3 minutes so that it kind of isn't like 5 minutes behind. I'm on like the 4th minute now, but again, Celtic are kind of just trying to press the ball forward. I can see what Jota's trying to do off the kind of inside run of O'Reilly, because he's just kind of playing as that anchor midfielder, but it's good defence in fairness for St Mirren. They're just kind of holding the line. Gonna have to redirect this and see if this opens. Cool, cool, and cool. Please work now. Why do you keep opening shit that shouldn't? Oh, you fucking... That's fun. No, it's just been. I feel like lockout though. Nice. We're getting pinned in here. But again, it's really hard to tell what's going on because it's like fucking no. Oh, you're kidding me? St Mirren have broke. Curtis Main's just scored. And I can't even tell what's happening because it's froze again. What the fuck? Everything's gone wrong. That is literally their first break of the game. No joke about that, by the way. The first time they've got forward. And Curtis Main's just stuck it into the fucking net. Can I see what's happening? Are you going to allow me the privilege? Why the fuck is it going back to you? Oh, dude, yeah, everyone's fucked. Let's now just skip back to the start of the stream, but fuck, yeah, well, Curtis Main's just scored. I can't really tell what's going on because everyone's just refusing to fucking load all of a sudden. Thank you, Celtic TV. Appreciate it, as always. Yeah, cringe cunts. I'm just in total lockout now. Interesting. Well, all I've seen so far is Curtis Main run to get that chance, basically, that little touch before it went in, and then it froze. This is streaming at its purest, absolute fucking... Bro, I'm fucking done with this, but this is what I was saying. Awata, good defender, but it's a case of throwing him in there and just seeing if he works. I get it, but I don't at the same time. It's pretty fucking... Okay. What am I supposed to do in scenarios like this? Seriously, that is just bullshit to like the highest extent. There we go. I can see what's happening at least. We're on the 6.5 minute, so I'm about a minute and a half behind. Still going to win the league, but we need to get our shit together for next season, especially for the Champions League. Well, yeah, based on the opening, 5 minutes of this, we had a really good chance inside the first 2 minutes. In their first literal break ahead, they managed to get in behind and score it. I wish I could fully see what's happening because it froze and I basically missed the replay, but it was a good finish. But once again, Joe Hart's got a basic task to face and it just kind of goes in. And immediately Celtic Park's just like, bruh. St Mirren again. Why is it always them? Maeda's done brilliantly to win that back, although the referee's just going to be cringing, call out for a goal kick. That's just not fun. Or is it a corner? It's a corner. I'm really just going to take it quickly, get it set out wide, go on McGregor. Shimmies it, and it's going to run kind of wide. It will go towards a Tati. You'll cut it in. Goes back to Starfelt. So yeah, Awata's just kind of playing as a rotary centre back. I was right about what I thought. It's a loose pass for us, and St Mirren win it back and then go forward again. Good feet for them, but they've lost out to Maeda. Ball's pinged in. Here we go. Jota's pulling out the skills and getting blocked out as well. Referee doesn't deem it a foul. We'll have to win 5-1 now. Just to add in, so yeah, just go all out for this point. Win like 15-1. Break our fucking league record. Minimum expectation now. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not surprised. But fuck me, you know what I mean? Like, Flash's prediction, who's at the game right now, by the way, he said it was going to end 2-1. And, I mean, hopefully he's right. I would really like to see St Mirren not getting behind us that easily ever again, though. They've just, yeah, it was piss poor. Curtis Main, they got, like, the easiest playthrough there. Kyogo just tries to linger in front of the goalkeeper who puts some pressure on, but it's cleared away. Starfelt's just playing fucking way too rough, and again we've just let St Mirren get put on needless pressure on. Taylor's getting pushed off the ball by his own players, and eventually it's shimmied wide, but St Mirren are just whacking the ball forward, and as soon as it lands in our final third, they're just high pressing. Starfelt really should have been given a foul for that. And Taylor does brilliantly to kind of hold himself off for like 5-6 different like little touches of the ball to try and get it in behind. That's unlucky as fuck for for their perspective, but thankfully for us, we actually had a defender that was switched on there. What the fuck is going on though, boys? Not exactly the ideal opening 10 minutes. Can't honestly say I'm too surprised by that on it, but it's a really good break in behind. We've got a chance to move it forward though. Goes in, Atati's going to try and spread the play, does get it in actually, fucking brilliant pass. Tries to move it. Doesn't quite go anywhere. Play it back. Does do so, back in towards O'Reilly, he'll try and steady the ship, plays it back up towards Maeda. Slightly less touch and St Mirren can kind of just gather the ball. Good pressure first though. It's a very high pressing game for both sides there. Yeah, perfect time to come in, Virtual. It very much is, yeah. One shot, one goal. Game of FIFA. .png. I looked away for a second and it fucking froze. Brilliant. I don't like how this game has started. I mean, not for how we've played fine, you know what I mean? There's no issues with how we've done things, but what I'm disappointed at is the fact that we've let literally one of the easiest starts to a game. You'd think after losing 3-0 the week previous you'd go, right, maybe focus on defence so that we can just kind of focus that kind of part of the squad up, because that's what I'd imagine Postecoglou's done by fielding Iwata instead of Kobayashi, is, oh well, we might as well give minutes to the fucking players that might be able to play in different positions. You might as well just experiment, but nah, one shot, one goal. That seems to be about par, bro. I'm not shocked in the slightest, man, but at the same time it's just frustrating because what else can you really fucking do? Like, St Mirren are just kind of sitting in on the ball now. Alright, how you doing, Brants? But yeah, they've literally, Cottesman got in behind one literal mini chance and they've taken it. I wouldn't even call it a good chance, it was a half chance. But when it was that open, yeah, you can't really fucking argue with it, but Celtic just need to respond by getting it into the box themselves and forcing the fucking issue, because if we're just going to sit on it and hope that nothing happens, St Mirren will kind of just creep out their shell, because it's very similar to that 2-0 game that we had back in September against them, where they scored early on. We kind of went, oh shit, let it kind of get to us, and then all of a sudden, can't even watch Sky Sports or news, so you can't even watch the news. God damn. Well, Celtic are trying to hold the ball up actually inside, because they're going to bounce. It's cleared away by St Mirren. It's a loose pass out and there's going to be a chase on. This was probably, that will be the advantage of having a Watt at the back, is that he can get to clearances. Joe Hart, and what the fuck with the extra touch, lad? I'm watching this for free and I'm still not getting my money's worth. What the fuck, man? Get it in behind. Move the ball. There we go. Up towards Jota. What's he going to do it? Tries to get in behind towards Shaughnessy. The ball's whipped across and it's a really good block by Bacchus, to be fair. They'll just try and break out for the back, but it's just immediately won by Celtic. Are basically just in a constant high press now. We have engaged them to the point where they have got 11 men behind the ball. There's another attempted ping out. Ralston's going to aim for Hatate, who just kind of gets a deflected pass. There's going to be a chase on. Jota's going to put the pressure there, and St Mirren again just punt it to Rosehead. Headed into midfield, and fucking hell, Curtis Main is doing brilliant at that hold-up play, and there's the overlapping run on the right, and we've opened ourselves up again. It's deflected off of McGregor, and thankfully doesn't go back towards a black shirt, and we can kind of gather and go again, but this is... Bro. We just keep it going. Maeda. What's your game plan, son? Does go out wide, goes back towards Taylor. Starfelt, yep. And we'll go out towards the water, and there could be overlapping runs on here. There's a good ball in behind. There it is, out wide. Hit it! That's it! There we fucking go, wee man! Kyoko! Get in, wee man! That's what we like to fucking see! Basic fucking attack. We get it in behind, and guess what, gentlemen? Yes. Kyogo, once again, 31 for the fucking season, if I'm hearing that right, and beautiful. And we've responded with our fucking, basically our first shot of the game. If you want to consider the half chance that O'Reilly had a shot, but our first actual shot of the game as well. Aye, cute. It's a beautiful finish, by the way. Gets it from Atati, and as he comes into the box, he just kind of stifles it onto his right foot over the goalkeeper. Nothing he could do to save that. Beautiful stuff. Oh, that camera angle did not do it justice. The normal camera angle made it just look like a shot that would just straight. But Furuhashi scores an absolute fucking beautiful goal, and already the referee's bitching at him like, ah, you shouldn't have done that, mate. I'll go to the VAR in a second. You don't get back over that halfway line right now, but yep. Finally, we've actually done a football. We've got a goal. Good shit. There we go. Now we just can't let what happened with Motherwell happen. Do not let it end 1-1. But St Mirren are coming forward immediately, and they're going to take a shot, but thankfully for us, Curtis Main's not exactly known as a long-range finisher. My God. Tell you what, that might be a goal of the season contender, by the way, just for the sheer deftness on that finish. Two very different goals. But there's only one team that's in complete and utter fucking charge right now, and that's the only thing that matters. Pleased, happy, vibing. I do apologise, because I know I'm not as energetic as I usually am, but again, I'm not feeling too great, if you couldn't tell already. However, do you like the drip? Rate the drip, gentlemen. Basketball shirt. I support the Celtics as well, like the Boston Celtics in the NBA, so vibes. This was a good purchase, but it's going to go back. Let's see, Starfelt. I presume you're just going to spread the play out wide towards Iwata. So Iwata's playing as a right centre back and Starfelt's playing as a left, in case you haven't figured it out. Like I said, they're just kind of rotating depending on the situation, because whenever Curtis Main comes up, Starfelt's just marking him out the game for his physicality, and they're kind of just letting Kilty roam, if that makes sense. It's out wide again though, there's a good pip in, it's cleared away. I think by Shaughnessy there, I wouldn't be able to tell you. There's the ball out wide that they're looking for. Celtic gets it in towards midfield, and the move was there, definitely. It was the right call for O'Reilly to take that extra touch through, but Maeda wasn't aware of the pass. Thank you to whoever just subscribed, by the way. Appreciate it. Let's see what they do with this. They're going to punt it. Should bounce the way that they... Oh, fuck. No, heart jump. Yeah, okay. He kind of went to go for it and then stood off it for a second. Oh, how you doing, Sean, mate? Nice to see you again. You picked a fucking perfect time to come in. St Mirren started the game okay, I guess. I mean, they've had technically 2 chances now, but... Yeah, Curtis Main scored their opener on, I think, the 4th minute. Hard to tell, because I was watching it in like 140p, but I found a slightly better stream now, so... Shouldn't be as too many issues going forward. It's not as delayed either. Good play out. Let's see what they do with this. He's going to shift it, goes back towards Starfelt, and in turn he finds Iwata, and here comes that break that they're looking for again. They've got 4 or 5 bodies ahead. Jola can shift it. Instead decides to drag both of them into it, and it's a really good play. Well, really good idea, I should say, but there was no one at the near post to kind of take the... I don't speak Brazilian, chief, although I can sort of understand basic parts of it. It's kind of, well, I mean, it's Brazilian Portuguese, right? Oh, there we go, good ball in behind. We just ought to take it back though, and yeah, and St Mirren are basically just encompassed their line. They've stretched out and they're kind of holding the fort down, I guess. Like I said, if they weren't going to get the 3 points, they certainly play for the 1, so... Realistically, I'm kind of expecting them to set up shop at least until half time, so they can kind of reevaluate their choices and decide what they want to do going forward. Because I mean, if they kept going based on how they opened up in the first 5 minutes, I mean that's the disappointing thing about it. Is like last week Rangers seen that, took advantage of it, and they won 3-0. The difference is St Mirren doesn't have that confidence, and there's another chance for us. Good save, really good save actually. O'Reilly for the edge of the box, that's a fucking cracker of a shot off his left foot, by the way, and that was going bottom corner. Maybe off the post. Very hard to tell, because it was just one of those skimmers across the floor, but The keeper doesn't just get a hand to it, he manages to get over the ball and protect it for Kyogo coming through as well. That was brilliant football all round, both defensively and offensively. Celtic have got the ball back for the break. They're going to have chances with the defence before we got this as per usual. Well, yeah, this is going to be definitely one of those games where Celtic will have like 20 shots and it will end like 3-1. I mean, that was my prediction. Well, I mean, I was speaking with Flash yesterday and like I said, he's usually the boy that, I mean, he'll be with me for the next game on Wednesday because we're against Hibernian. But yeah, we were talking about this and he was like, yeah, St Mirren will probably do something weird this game just because that's how it works at this stage in the season, because it's complacency, you know what I mean? Like, if you've won the title, you're not playing with that mental derivative in the back of your head. So, I mean, it's nice to see us actually come out and play a little bit quicker now, because after the first 10 minutes, I think we've just woke up and realised we should just play the fucking game. Jota's got it out on the right wing, he's cut in, he should take a crack here, but instead takes the extra gallop touch to get it in. Here's a tatty with a lot of time at the edge of the box, and it's a good effort, but similar to O'Reilly's, just doesn't really set himself right, and oh, just over the bar. I respect the effort, lad, I very much do, but doesn't unfortunately go anywhere for us. Oh, thank fuck. Well, yeah, I haven't even... I'm sorry for anyone that's here for Celtic content, but I need to do this quickly because I need to see... You son of a bitch. Fuck. Of course it's a penalty. Oh, you motherfucker. Okay, fair enough then. Hey, Storm, thank you for the sub, man. Appreciate it. And the other person that subscribed as well. If you have public settings on, you get a little animation. You just seen it. Pretty cool. But thank you. Nice support. I'm going to try and move it forward. Hopefully, yeah, get it out wide. Ooh. Should have tried to cut that back across there, but just didn't do the right thing. I respect the effort, but it's not the correct, definitely not the correct pass in behind there. It was good intent. They're playing for the cup. Well, I mean, this is basically St Mirren's cup final if you fucking think about it, you know what I mean? Interesting. Anyone think that the loan returnees should be given a chance? Think Mikey Johnson deserves a chance? Maybe Scales? I mean, Scales, yeah. I think he would make sense given the fact that we have defensive discrepancies. Oh, I appreciate that, man. I'm loving the support. Like, this is genuinely like one of the most scuffed streams that I've done in a, in a long fucking time, and yet it's people are potting off, so I appreciate it. You're making this much easier for me, because I'll be honest, that's literally what I'm saying. It's went for like the 22nd minute back to the 6th there. And then back to the... What the fuck is going on? Right, well, we got it. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say Johnston's the choice for starting, because he's kind of like a Lewis Morgan, if that makes sense. He's more suited to playing outside Scotland than he is in it. But that's not an insult to him, it's just he suits a different style of play. Scales, though, yeah, I would say he has a chance, the same with Rocco Vata. You know, we've got a couple of youth players that we could take through. Adam Brooks as well, I would say he's a very solid fucking shout if we're looking for an in-depth like midfielder, because if we're planning to get rid of Turnbull in the summer, it would make sense to bring Brooks through, because again, he's Scottish, plays in the same position, and he'll do what he's doing. We're at his Ireland debut of... That was the one, was that Moldova, or am I tripping balls? It was one of those types of teams, I'm sure, but... Celtic are pressing very fucking well now. Yeah, it's like any time St Mirren get into our final third, we've got fours. Rather than the triangles that we're so dependent on, we've kind of used it to get them. This is fantastic, because they're getting forced out every time. Their goalkeepers basically punted the ball more times than their teams had touches, arguably, in the last 5-10 minutes. I've seen that picked up more than I would have liked to. Who's messaged me? I don't care. Lithuania, fuck I see. I know it was one of the weird, like, smaller countries. We always get mixed up with them. I don't think Mikey Johnson's a bad player, he just doesn't fit the system, if that makes sense, you know what I mean? Oh, that's a good bit of pressure for the St Mirren man. If he won that ball off of Jota, he could have had a whole breakdown that entire left side, but goes out for a throw-in for us. And what is going to spread the play in towards our captain. who in turn just sends a floater, and I'll tell you what, that could have really found... I'm really liking how O'Reilly's playing. See, in the opening parts of this game, by the way, he's coming out, he's not dropping in as a anchor midfielder. Like, say this is the 3, right? O'Reilly's up like this, and the others are down like this. So it's more like a, I guess if you want to call it a FIFA formation, the 4-3-3 with like the third variant with the cam, if you want to call it that. But he's basically just, any time St Mirren drop back even a slight bit, he's basically going and trying to put pressure on. There's another punt out for St Mirren that's just going to back to Hart. He'll just catch it and release it straight back down that wing towards Ralston this time though. Owata's going to take control. What's the move? Goes out wide. Good shit, big man. Let's see what you've got. Moves it in, Maeda. Actually fucking pitch perfect pass, because Ralston can open up the entire right flank with that. Jota's got a lot of time and space to run into if he chooses to, but he's holding the ball up. Trying to bring the defenders into play. Owata holds it up and gets it. Oh, that is... The passes are risky, but I'll tell you what, they're looking fantastic when they come off. 100%. Oh wait, fuck. Villa 1-0 up against Liverpool. That honestly doesn't surprise me. But, I mean, the advantage is that teams usually go behind and then get a wake-up call. Just look at us. Oh, Maeda, why did you not take a touch and pass it across the face of the box, my guy? He tried to be way too clever and pass it in first time, but if he took a touchdown, he could have picked one of 2 Celtic players to basically pass that. Oh, Latvia. Yeah, case in point, it's just one of those Eastern Baltic teams that you're just like, yeah, they exist. Oh, there's a good ball in, by the way. It's going to come out, take a touch and hit it. Oh, he takes way too long. He's going to try and cross it back in. Nope. It's awkward. St Mirren have still not got it clear, and eventually comes down to their striker, mate, to get it clear. Celtic just gather the ball and we'll try and walk forward again with it. Curious to see where this goes. Starfelt's going to shift it out. Let's see what happens here. Taylor, get it out to Maeda if you can see him. Yes, you can. There we go. Beautiful. Some quick switches, but Maeda gets pulled off the ball quite quickly there by Shaughnessy, and it's going to go out for a St Mirren throw-in. Bruh. I don't mind how we've played. Again, I know we're drawing, and they've only had one shot on target to this point, and they've scored it, which again just cements my point that Joe Hart needs the bin. But, you know, besides that, there's been no real bad performances. I can't really complain with too much of what I've seen. Newcastle dismantling Brighton. Oh, yeah, see, to be fair, Brighton, they've been good this season, but Newcastle, they have that, you know, oil money. They've got that good shit. It's the same with Man City. That's the only reason they won 4-0 against Madrid midweek, you know what I mean? It was a performance and a half by City, but Maeda's got pushed up and held off there. I think that was by Fraser. I'm not too sure though. Well, number 22 is for St Mirren. I think it's Fraser. I feel like a dick because usually before stream I'll sit and memorise the lineups, and so I don't have to pure think on my feet. But because I was having stream troubles before this even started, you might have noticed I started 5 minutes later than usual. It was because I was literally doing all of the hard yard shit. But 50 people in here, by the way. Do appreciate your support. Much love to you all. Joe Hart's going to get it from the back pass from Owata. Yep, right. We've got 15 or so minutes to really try and get at least one. I would like to see one. If we go in 2-1 at half time, brilliant. At the very least, I just want to maintain this level of play. Maeda is going to try and shimmy it. Doesn't go anywhere though. Man U winning as well. Fuck it. Oh, good shit. Fiatati, and he hits the ball in behind. Surely something comes of this. It's fucking, again though, just a half-arse lumped ball in towards the box, kind of just trying to hope for something, although Kyogo is like a fucking train, is just straight into the back of the right back, trying to force the issue, and Celtic's press has walked a treat there, although St Mirren aren't going to win the ball back, and they're just going to have to try and play it into space, because that's all they can do, because again, Celtic are just constantly ramming them, trying to get in behind, trying to do whatever possible to nick the ball and break on that fast counter, but St Mirren in turn have done the same thing to us, and there's that ball in the open space, and there was only one defender back, but thankfully for us it was a defender that was switched on, gets it clear, but St Mirren have it in our final third with a couple of bodies in black forward. Falls out towards Fraser. Obviously kind of spread it for Kilty, who's more or less anchored in at that winger spot, means kind of taking up the main striker role. It's a slightly loose pass for the defence, but St Mirren just kind of gathered their shape and they'll go again. There's another ball in behind, it's not going to find anyone. The bricklayer is there, Ralston. Awata comes across to cut the next one out. I like it. When's the last time Man United won the Champions League? Virtual. Please tell me. Please let me know. Oh, why are they holding up the plate? I was going to say, St Mirren really should have thrown that quicker. I think he was complaining at the linesman because he held up. Interesting. I don't like the way that we've kind of just left that left side of the field to kind of just be their main route. Oh, there's a perfect ball in, by the way. Fucking hell, that's a good cross for St Mirren, cleared away brilliantly though by Starfelt. Love that big man. How you doing, Skull man? Nice to see you, Chief. All the old faces returning. And a stream that I thought would not pop off is for some reason popping off, so thank you, gentlemen. And ladies, if there's any out there. Oh shit, St Mirren's got in front of that. It's a corner kick, should be anyway, yep. Bro. Don't really know what else to say to this. They're going to set up and go in for this, you know what I mean? Wolves just scored against Everton. Yeah, that relegation battle is getting more and more interesting. The only one that's confirmed to have gone down right now is Southampton, right? Oh, here we go. That, we'll play it forward, play it forward, play it forward, play it forward. Just hold your man and do not let him inside. There we go. That's exactly what he did. Although, apparently it's a... I don't think that's another corner, I'll be fully honest with you. It came off the back of... It might have came off the back of a what, actually, I'm not too sure. I love that kind of... Don't worry, for you, we'll score like 7, just for vibes. Go on. You need to fucking... I don't get this zonal marking push. We're making it way too easy for them to get balls in. That could have been awkward. Really fucking awkward. The ball bounced around very weirdly there, and forgive me for not knowing his name. I can't see the name on his back his shirt either, but he had a really good chance about fucking 6 yards from outside. Could have went in behind and yeah, they could have scored with their second shot on target. That would have been something. Fucking hell. Don't like that, but Celtic immediately look to go forward. And there's Jota switched out to the left-hand side now, so Maeda's out on the right for those that are curious. And they're just going to let that run. It should be a corner kick, though. Should be a corner... Yeah, it is a corner kick. Good shit. I'd like to see that, referee. You've actually got your head switched on. Celtic are going to play it out quickly. It's out towards the captain. What are you going to do? Play it out. Switched long, although the ball was a floater, so St Mirren had all the time in the world, and Shaughnessy just kind of picks that out of the air for Fraser. And after a couple of 50-50s, it's going to bounce around and get a little bit loose. Palace have just, well, eyeball Palace have guaranteed safe. You're just listening to that Scottish fella again. Look, we'll tell her aye. What's wrong with it? Nothing wrong with a Scottish dude commentating over a Scottish sport. There's a good overlap chance there, but we're going to get picked out here. Oh, never mind, O'Reilly just nearly crept that in at the near post. I thought he was going to go for the cross. I think Trevor Corson might have hit the post with that. It was a beautiful touch for Maeda to get that ball loose, but I really am confused. Like, O'Reilly just kind of snapshot. Oh, it deflects off the inside of the... Oh yeah, he takes the ball to the face. He parries up off his head. I'll tell you what, by the way, if his face wasn't in the way of that, that would have been like the stupidest lone goal ever. Oh. Don't know what the fuck is going on. Yo, guys, maybe you might need to get yourself checked, because it could just be a little burst eardrum. That's what it sounds like. If you've got the feeling of vertigo, yeah, it could be like a nicked eardrum, or like a bruised muscle, I'd imagine. Maybe you've been watching me too much, guys, and I've been screaming in your ears too much over the course of the last few weeks. Maybe I've caused you to literally go deaf, Lamal. Oh god. I hope not. I hope you're alright, guys, mate, seriously, because that's rough. Good intentions there for St Mirren's press, but it's going to get hustled out there. I like Callum's positioning there. He's more or less just slightly more and more drifting towards the left-hand side. Do appreciate all the new people that have subscribed, by the way. I just noticed that, 611. Let's go with. Appreciate it. Thank you. Joe Hart's going to... Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, there's no need to pass that one. Starfelt's got it. Run forward and aim for a... Oh, yeah, aim for him on the wing, lad. There's fucking space galore. Ralston does it fucking amazing to take that under control. Pop off, son. Jota's starting the process of rinsing them a new one. Out wide, good feet. Travella in step. Jota from the outside. It's a good shot, but it was always curling upwards and over. Oh, I love that. I say that and someone unsubscribe. Let's go. Hater moment. Yes. That's played low. That was a really good chance for Jota as well. If they kept that down, it would have... I mean, the keeper was kind of scrambling to get himself set for it, so I think he thought it was at least going to come on target, but thankfully for them, it's not the case. Ball's going to get kicked forward. They're aiming for main. Starfelt wins the initial header, but it's going to come back towards Fraser. Oh, tell you what, Keel, go in front of that, nicked it. And it's going to just roll back towards Carson. Starns will start. No, I was going to just check it at half time and see what's going on. I've got my phone on at the side there, so I can see any notifications that come up every periodic time, but Albion Rovers tweets like 4 times a half. It's bullshit though. We shouldn't be going down at all. That's what I'll say. Oh, there's an awkward one. Yep, Curtis may manage to get a head on it, but thankfully there was a body underneath him to try and make it as awkward as possible, although St Mirren have got that high press engaged now. The thing is, if Celtic win this back here, it could be a, I mean, good night Vienna moment, but they're just kind of holding the lines. Can't respect it. Oh, never mind, I can respect that though, because they've just opened us up brilliantly there. There's the ball across, and Hart again! Fucking hell, my god! No! I am being serious when I fucking say this. See Joe Hart in his fucking hands. He spilled it again. See the exact mistake that he made in the last Old Firm where he parried it into the first man in blue? But they did it except much worse this time. And what was even worse is that St Mirren missed a sitter. An absolute sitter. Get him to fuck. I will say it to the end of time, man. He is just sucking up a fucking wage that he shouldn't. Brother is getting paid to stand there more often than not, and he's still doing stuff like that. Fuck. Oh. Right, well, we've survived a bullet there, and I do mean a literal bullet. They've started firing in chances out of nowhere now. I fucking hate this. Our defence are just sitting back further and further. That's awkward. It's going to be cleared. No one's there to cover that. Why can't you defend this? They've not covered me. Why haven't you and almost as if on cue. Almost as if it's on cue. they do it again. He's done it again! What the fuck was that? The defence needs punched. Postecoglou needs to scrap them now. They might check it for offside. It'd be hard to fucking tell for that angle, but... Bruh. That's this... Again, it's such a shitty goal. They get in behind and just... Crappy wee header that bobbles over the line, by the way. Joe Hart once again standing there. You know what I mean? Sucking up a wage. They're checking it though, I'm not sure what's happening. He does. Oh no, wait a minute. Starfelt's leg, I see it. I think he might be on. I think he's on. I think he's on. I think he's on because Starfelt dangled his leg for some reason. Bro. This is literally a game of FIFA, man. 2 shots on target, 2 goals. Bro. Yeah, like, that's a stomp. You've put it spot on, man. Carter Vickers is like the guy that steadies the ship whenever shit like this starts happening, but... I guess we're doing this. We're still checking it. I think it is onside. It does look like it's a pretty fair goal. I mean, Starfelt's leg is trailing and it looks about even. If it's off, it's probably by like a millimetre. How is Curtis Main actually bluffed that, man? Yeah, it's been given. 2-1. There you go. 2-1, gentlemen. They have had 2 shots and... God, Joe Hart, please. Give me reasons to love you. You make it so hard. You're a passion merchant and that's it, my guy. Curtis Main, who scored twice against you, you need to retire officially now. And again, it just stems from poor defending. They're just headering it up, not doing anything to actually get it to the fucking wings, which you should do when a team that you're playing doesn't have wings. But they just get sucked up every fucking... It's 2 of the exact same goal, basically. St Mirren have cheesed this, but fair fucking play to them, by the way. They'll be laughing all the way to the bank if they take 3 points for this, I'll say that much. All I am saying is Carter Vickers, when we get him back, give him a contract for life. Because it is clearly fucking evident that we miss him. I get complacency's a thing, but bro... Seriously, we've literally been peppering them with chances for like the past 10-15 minutes and then they just waltz up the other end of the field and do that. That's beautiful. It's out for a corner, Celtic will have a chance. People clearing out for half time. He makes my life hard. Not my cock and balls, guys. You can relax. It's seriously frustrating though, because genuinely it's like once a game I need to like, even sarcastically I'll say it, I'll be like, oh, Joe Hart needs to goal them all, but this is case in point shit right here. Like, even if you are in the middle of complacency, the title's already won, whatever, blah blah fucking blah, oh that was goal bound, they've cleared it off the line. And I think it was Curtis Main clearing it off the line. He is actually goated, what the fuck. Taylor did well there, it deflects, well it wasn't going in. The angle made it look weird, but Curtis Main was still there to get it, and case in point, he's done more defensive work than arguably the entire Celtic defence. To this point. The fuck? Maeda? Please? Please? Does get it through his legs, but it's not going to go to anyone. Carlson's just going to hold the ball up and then pick up because he's cringe. I love how viewers start coming up now that we're losing. Hello everyone that's new. Please subscribe for my fucking suffering. Thank you. I would appreciate it. I mean, I was literally talking about it like 5-10 minutes ago, but it would have been nice if we went in 2-1 up and God looked at me, laughed and went, nah, bro, and just handed that to St Mirren instead. But again, I'm not in the stage of worrying just yet because we've been the clearly better team by like country miles. Oh, Hart actually caught a ball. Round of applause for him. Can you see you getting beat by something? No, the fuck, it's a draw minimum. Postecoglou will get in at half time and show them the half time stat sheets and be like, see if we concede every shot that's on target, there is a problem. And it's quite fucking evident there's a problem, you know what I mean? Like, we've all been saying it for months. We can still make things better in this team, we can still make things work that it's more efficient, but we just don't do it. Although we could have a chance at the end of the half here. Maeda, please. O'Reilly, there's a good shot, good save, and this is my point. Trevor Carson's actually doing what a goalkeeper's meant to do. Joe Hart for us, I've literally seen him fucking stand there. There's another ball in behind, good attempt, cut across, doesn't go anywhere though. God's a hun. Oh. Either, nice. O'Reilly again, out wide, Jota. Just passes it straight into them, I guess. He's been taken down, is that a penalty? The fuck? Well, I mean, he was being taken down. I'm not sure if VAR is going to come into effect or anything like that, but doesn't look like it. McGregor's going to try and roam it forward and do something of fucking note. Please, boys. Again, I've not got any quarrels with it. I've been the better team in the first half, so I'm not... that's just not the cross that you want to see, to be honest with you. Yeah, Jota was bundled over there. Like, properly bundled over there, by the way, but... referee, just doesn't accept it. I mean, I can't complain with it. You know what I mean? St Mirren have taken their chances that have came to them, and fair enough. I mean, Curtis Main's decided to save his best performance to now, which, I mean, fair fucks, but once again, it's just the basics of defence letting their offence down. Ball's switched, but it doesn't quite go anywhere. Ralston's got it from the edge of the D. It's up. Maeda, poor header over the ball. Yep. That seems to be a running theme. Maeda's just not at right now. He needs to come off. Jota needs to get switched there, and then we need to bring on a Abada, realistically. Oh yeah, it should have been a penalty, but... well, I mean, they should have at least checked for it, because there was two hands on his back and there was no contact on the ball. It would have been a clear and obvious error, but... you're forgetting who we are. You know what I mean? We're Celtic. Do you think the SFA are going to check that? Or they fuck? It's going to be punted away and that's half time. Well, there we go. I can't complain at that. Give credit to St Mirren where it's due, because again, they've sat in, done what they've needed to do, defended pretty much exemplarily actually. You know what I mean? In comparison to our defence, which has been either rock solid like the fucking Great Wall of China, or they crumble like the fucking Berlin one. And that's the way to put it. I mean, Joe Hart, what can I say? You know what I mean? If you're conceding on average about 50% of the shots you face, you're not good. But I can't really say the defence have anything to be proud of either. They've just they've fucked it, you know what I mean? But aye, first half over. You can feel free if you want to, if you need to go and get yourself a tea or a coffee or something. That would probably be the time you all the time in the world to do so. But we've got about 15 minutes. Let me see what's happened in this. This is a playoff match, you fuckers, and you've got 3 shots at home. I'm tempted to phone a taxi, get up there and fucking go over and start screaming at the manager, because this is the same pish we do every time. Because we were fucking great in the away leg as well, weren't we? It's the same pish. Throw bodies forward and fucking commit, that's what wins you games. I mean, if that is literally, I've just seen, looking at the stats, we had 74% of the ball. And we're getting beat 2-1. Yeah, seems about right for us, to be honest. Hope things get salty next season with the refs and VAR. It's been a joke this year. Well, I mean, look, it's a clear and obvious penalty, but I can't. If the referee doesn't get it checked by VAR, I think they would have looked at it, and because it's not a clear and obvious decision, they're not going to overrule it or even look at it. So, but they literally sat there for 3 minutes using fucking VAR lines to determine if Curtis Main was on by like the width of a ball here, which he was, and they gave them the goal for that. But they can't VAR check a clear and obvious foul on Jota's back, where he's clearly got a goal scoring opportunity. It's frustrating, but I can't really fault it, you know what I mean? St Mirren can't really control the referees, you know what I mean? They still have to maintain their own game and play it convincingly, and they have done, so, you know what I mean? Fair enough to them, but we need to get our fingers clearly out of our arse, and that starts with defensive changes. No offence, but Iwata just doesn't work at the back, because it's two players that are quite lethargic to get into acceleration. They're fine once they're in movement, but Starfelt's a bus. So, of course he's going to be a physical threat, but what the fuck is Iwata really there for then? Because Carter Vickers is usually the ball-playing anchor player that will kind of take the ball and just ping it out, but Iwata is just staying back and passing. So, I don't know. I don't know really what Postecoglou will say at half-time, you know what I mean? Because he could walk in there and be like, boys, it's not the worst performance in the world, but we can improve it. No, he'll walk in there and be like, he'll go off, he'll pop off, you know what I mean? He'll start screaming and shouting all the things in the world just to be like, boys, look at the fucking team we're up against. It's not as if we're playing, you know, it's not an Old Firm derby, it's not as if it's even Aberdeen or Hibs. This is what I'm saying. This was the easiest game of the split. The Hearts game was for the title. The Old Firm game's an Old Firm game. And Hearts and Aberdeen are two well-established Scottish. St Mirren aren't. They're not a top six side by most standards, so I mean they're punching well above their weight and they're hitting every target. So that's what you can say. If it's like a boxing match, it's exactly like that. We're throwing more punches, but the ones that are landing are St Mirren's. Still win the league by 1 point if they lose all their last 4 games. I might just throw it for fun, just to make it look closer than the title race ever really was. But they're just out in training and out at half time. But again, you can't really fault it, you know what I mean? St Mirren have earned their buttons, but have they been the better team? Fuck no. Have they been the team that have made the better chances? Absolutely not. But have they got a goalkeeper in net that's competent? Absolutely. And that's the difference. Carson's made like 3 or 4 actually good saves. I don't think Hearts touch the ball unless it's from a pass back. Full stop, you know what I mean? And again, it's weird because I don't hate Joe Hart by any extent. But the mistakes the man makes, it's just too many for him. I mean, way too many for me to notice. Because it could have been 3, that's the thing. Like, they had a fucking missed open net, basically, when Hart parried it back to one of their players. I think it was like, was it Fraser or Kilty? I think it was Kilty, but he put it like that past the post, you know what I mean? And that could have realistically killed the game to bed. I'm really surprised by this though, like genuinely surprised, because I thought obviously after the shit that's happened last week we'd wake up and go forward and try, but apparently not. No complaints, like I said, it's football, it happens, you know what I mean, but can't take away from St Mirren. No, that's what I'm saying. They're exactly that. They're doing what they need to do. They've held up the ball in the right areas. Whenever Celtic have kind of pushed themselves into that open space, St Mirren are basically always just kind of going, all right, cool, we'll match it. And they'll, you know, blink it off and do what's necessary for there. You know what I mean? So I can't fault either side's game plan. I mean, nothing's gone really wrong for Celtic in terms of how we've attacked. It's just the defence. But again, when you're missing your 2 key players, like we said in the Old Firm game, when you're missing Carter Vickers and Johnston, it makes it way more difficult than it needs to. Because how the fuck are you meant to, you know, play against them without your best squads and expect everything to kind of work the same? Because yeah, the stats look the same as they usually are, but the key difference is who's actually playing on the park at that moment in time, and unfortunately, it's just the partnership at the back right now isn't necessarily working the way that it maybe should have. When you look at the bench, obviously, defensively, there's not many options we have, so that's where we need to strengthen. I mean, we've talked about this a lot, but we need to basically get another good bolstered centre back and then just kind of work for there. But I mean, there's not many changes I would make at half time. I mean, if there was any, give it 10-15 minutes, take Maeda off, bring Jota onto that wing and bring Abada on. Maybe Haskabanovic, depending on the circumstance. If we're in the game or winning it, then maybe Haskabanovic, but if not, definitely would make sense to bring on Abada. But we need to mark this motherfucker out the game, because he's not just doing the job offensively for St Mirren, he's also done a pretty good job defensively too. He's gotten away a couple of shots on like corners and things like that, and obviously Carson's been pretty good for them full stop as well. So I mean, it could just be a tale of two halves scenario where, look, St Mirren have woke us up now and we'll just kind of go for there. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing, he's not a bad player at all, but when you're up against a team like Celtic, you wouldn't look at the two lineups and think the biggest threat on that pitch is, Curtis Main. That's the thing, it's not as if they're showing anything different for the other teams, Chief. But the big thing that St Mirren have done is that they've taken their chances. But they'll be the first team to beat us twice this season if, obviously, results stand as they are right now, but I don't see that being the case, you know what I mean? I'm more pissed off with Albion Rovers. I'll be honest. Like, it's weird because I support the team that's at the top of the Scottish League pyramid and the team that's at the bottom of the Scottish League pyramid. And both of them are losing. It's brilliant. Thank you whoever just subscribed as well, by the way, I appreciate it. We've actually gained a fair few in this. I mean, we're only halfway through it as well. Oh, no, there you go. Joseph McCarra Bennett. That is a fucking name, by the way. I can imagine you playing for a team like Blackburn Rovers, you know what I mean? Like, one of those names. I have no idea, Chris. I have no idea at all. But the stats really just sum it all up, really. We've been the better team, the passing's been better, everything's kind of been perfect, you know what I mean? We've not had any offsides, no fouls, no nothing, but St Mirren have just taken their chances. And sometimes that's all you need to do in the game of sports, because at the end of it all, it's not about how well you play, it's about the scoreline at the end of it. It's the numbers up top that matter, not the numbers below. Although I'm fucking furious, because we should be playing a hell of a lot better than we are. Just need to control the play a wee bit more and things will be fine. Just stifle them on specifically the midfield, because again, you look at their formation, and this is what I was pointing out for what got them their second goal. They do not have any wingers. So it would make, I know what they're trying to do by playing Ralston and Taylor high, but Ralston isn't built for that. So why the fuck do it? It would just make sense to kind of go with them in a back three and then push Taylor into that kind of forward role. So if Hattie or McGregor drops back and covers those spaces, and then you can basically just work with the space that you've got. It makes way more sense than what we're doing now, which is just let these two basically get into these spaces here, and then they can either break in behind into those like areas. At the back, obviously, Taylor's going to be dragged out here because he's always overlapping at Hattie, so it just means that Gogic and Kiltie break into that too, and then they make it a 2v2 basically with Hattati and Starfield. So they're just constantly working to get it out into these spaces and then cutting it across. Meanwhile, Celtic, when it comes to them, we're playing straight through the middle and out. Like, we're trying to keep them under pressure from the back breaks, and then we're like getting them behind their defenders and cutting it in, rather than obviously doing what we're best at, which is using the wings, dragging these three out wide or these three out wide, and then playing it in behind and using that midfield space that's then exposed, because obviously Bacchus would drop in to cover that space and it opens up basically the entire midfield. That's what worked for us to get us our goal, so ideally do that again, except, you know, more often. Joe Walt's the biggest threat on that pitch, yeah, quite literally, because he's a bomb. What a ticking time bomb. I'm telling you now, see if he's still with us at the end of the start of next season, I should say, I'd be surprised if it's especially if it's as a starter. Did the paid merchant score? Ralston is is mid. He's solid in some games and averaging those. He's like, yeah, I mean, he swings and roundabouts, you know what I mean? He gives you like, there's a good example I can think of off the top of my head. Over the last few years, like a Simunovic, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? He has really good games that you remember him for, but more often than not, he's just kind of there. But again, he's just playing because Johnston's obviously injured. Yeah, I do agree with you there though, Chris, though, man. Like, he needs to go and we need a younger goalkeeper. And I mean, I've been saying this for the start of the season, or like for when I've started streaming and people first started asking me about this, they were like, who would you bring in? My answer is still the same as it was. Bazunu, yeah, 100%. Get that boy in the fucking door because Southampton are relegated, meaning we can just come in and offer them bail. See what they've done to us, basically, over the last decade. You know what I mean? Like, where they just come in and like, ah, yeah, we'll offer you like 10 million for your best player and you have to take it because you need the money, obvious. We can now do that today. We can walk down and be like, we want Bazunu, cunts. And you're going to accept it because Bazunu's Irish, tall, likes Celtic, in fact, supports Celtic, so he'd be a perfect fucking signing. If you're talking about, you know, Joe Hart, oh, he needs to stay because he's passionate. Put someone that actually supports Celtic in that team and watch what they do. I.e., look at Callum McGregor. You see where I'm going with this? Like, Joe Hart just doesn't have he has, like, respect for Celtic, but it's not because he loves Celtic, it's because we saved his career. Basically, that's what it comes down to. We're giving him a wage when we maybe shouldn't we? Aye, but that was their defence that had fucked them over virtually, you know what I mean? I wouldn't put 90% of their problems. I mean, look at Sheffield when they went down. Man United then went and bought Dean Henderson because he was that good. Goalkeepers don't get a lot of credit, especially when they're in relegation battles, because a lot of people just think, oh, well, relegation means they've conceded more goals, therefore, ergo defence. It's not always defence. I mean, Southampton's biggest problem was their attack. You're not going to win the league or even stay in it when Shea Adams is your main striker. Aye, exactly. Aye, Christopher's put it spot on. The entire defence was gash. So it wasn't really surprising that Southampton went down, but that's what I'm saying. If you offer Bazunu, hey, do you want to play in the Championship next season, or do you want to play in the Champions League? He'd bite your hand after they play for us, and we can offer him a good enough wage where he would be willing to take a cut. I mean, look what Rangers are doing with Jack Butland. He's willing to take a cut because he's not really wanting to stick his arse in the Championship for another season. He actually wants to try and play in Europe at the minimum. So he's taking a cut and taking a chance, you know what I mean? Well, nah, I mean, I guess, really. Heart's not warming up. Everyone's coming out. Is there any changes? I don't see any. And the Glasgow Celtic will be there. No, saying that's about to get underway, so I'm going to go back to the stats sheet. Can't wait to see how Botton's going to be in goals. I'll tell you how he's going to be in goals because I watched him play. He's not going to be that good. He'll be good against most teams, but see when it comes to specifically set pieces, you'll see what I mean. There's a reason why he didn't last in the Premier League. His set piece defence is... But Rangers limit set piece chances and maybe Butland pops that for you, honestly. It would be hard to say, but second half is underway now. We're officially under... Well, immediately St Mirren look to try and send it forward, but it's out wide. It'll be a quick throw in immediately out the gate. So there is no changes. I honestly thought St Mirren would have maybe taken Taylor off, but it's always weird because their left back's called Taylor, our left back's called Taylor. So it's hard to just bring his name into a conversation naturally without saying that. Oh, there's a really good break chance there for Kyogo, but doesn't steal the ball. St Mirren giving us all the time than Rangers did this season. Well, I mean, yeah, if you look at it, they've beaten us twice. And at least one of them was in a game that was, you know, at the start of the league. In fact, that was when we lost to St Mirren, that's when Rangers fans grew in confidence. And then you just like drew like 4 or 5 games over the next like 2-3 months. Celtic and Rangers don't have bad ends to seasons. We always play relatively okay, but it's always the starts to a season that sets up how a Scottish League will go. I mean, look at Hearts. You know what I mean? They saw what were they at one point? Like, was it 11 games unbeaten, and they were top of the league in November? And look at them now, they're like 40 points behind us. Oh, good ball in. Why did Kyogo let that run? No, he might have been getting shelled about it, but there was a good attention in there. It's going to go wait for a throw in. Ralston's got it quickly. Do something with this, please. I would like to see quick movement, or at least a bit more quick movement. That's brilliant for McGregor, although it's going to be given as a foul. Don't see why or how, to be honest with you, but we move. Don't think Ange will be at Celtic much longer. I think he'll be down in England in 2 seasons' time. Guys. He's turned down Wolves already this season. He's not going anywhere. He has a project, he sticks with his project, and then he'll finish it. Because unlike Mr., previous Rangers managers, i.e. Steven fucking Gerrard, he walked at the first chance he got because he seen it as a pathway towards getting the Liverpool job, and look at him now. Do you think Postecoglou's going to do the same thing? Nah. Why would he move to Wolves when there's a chance that he would go down and get relegated? Nah, he's staying with Celtic, at least for another 2-3 seasons. Maybe after that, mate, maybe then. But he's probably going to want to be the manager that overtakes Rangers' title tally. Because, I mean, we win this one, it's 53, right? And yous are on 55. So there's only 3 more seasons dominance to go before yous are shut up for good, basically. Because what have you got after that? St Mirren's got a good whip ball in here. Oh my fucking god, it's just past the post again. We need to make defensive changes now. Curtis Main is rinsing us a new one at the back. Awata and Starfelt are getting fucking outpaced, outclassed, and outmatched every time it comes into him. It's a brilliant ball in for Fraser, by the way, but how the fuck did it wasn't even Starfelt, sorry, it was Ralston. That's even worse somehow. We need to make defensive fucking changes. We need to get height on that team now. Kobayashi, even though he's shit against Rangers, bring him on. Because Awata's just getting strung over every time the ball comes across the top of him. It's not fun to watch. There's already the clubs looking at him. Money talk, fuck, I will have Tottenham are looking at him maybe then, but that's because you're guaranteed to not get relegated. But I don't fucking know. It depends on how much, and obviously what he sees in Tottenham, because the big reason he took over Celtic was that he could kind of make it under his identity. And I mean, he's already talking about what he's planning to do in the summer transfer windows and all that anyway, so in my head it makes sense that he's at least planning to stay for a wee while yet. Now that's the thing. I do not know Christopher. Curtis Main only seems to ever turn it on when he's against us. I remember when I used to play for Motherwell and he was the same. He would only I'd only ever see 2 good performances from him for a season. And usually both of them would be against the old firm teams. It's out wide and Ralston just kind of pings it back across. Maybe there's something on here. Really holds up that wing quite well. It's in towards Jota, who's got it centrally. It's another loose pass for Starfelt. He's not a good anchor player at all, man. It would make sense to have the midfielder playing as a centre-back as the anchor player, but I guess not. Ball's going to be played over the top, and we can try and quick counter again here. It's going to bounce around a little awkwardly. Fuck, this is exactly what I'm talking about. There is no communication between Awata and Starfelt. They do not speak the same fucking language, so they literally just bumped into each other. I'm really actually concerned about how fucking lackluster the defence is right now. It's like they do not give a shit. There's a ball in from Maeda. It's going to be deflected out wide, and Celtic will have a corner piece to try and get something out of it. Shaughnessy's done well to get that clear, but there's a big difference in how both sides are teeing themselves up. He's a paying merchant like that and Shanklin. I will agree with Shanklin specifically. It's the only reason he's in the fucking goal scoring race. Jota's got a chance for the corner. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Carson does well to get up and punch that clear. It's out wide for Kyogo on the edge. Awata's got... Oh, that might have hit a hand, you know. Did it? Came across it with his leg and arm up like this, and I don't know... Oh, it came off the top of his knee. It looked like it came off his hand feather. It's a bit lucky for them, but it's another set piece chance for us. Swung in from O'Reilly. It's up and awkward, and Maeda again at the back post doesn't get the fucking nod on touch to put it in. It's a good header from Iwata, in fairness. He gets up for it, flicks it on, and Maeda, rather than seeing the ball and going for it like he should have, he just kind of stands there and watches it and then goes for it. If you just committed to that, that's 2 each immediately. Sean must have just seen what I seen. I wouldn't call him overrated, it wasn't switched on. Ball's going to be played out from the back. Ralston's going to try and move this one forward out towards Jota, who takes a lovely galley touch, and I'll tell you what, by the way, it had to be an awkward clearance for the defence there. It was almost a pass back, but Carlson was aware it, took it down and picked it up. Fair enough to them. The St Mirren defence have kept themselves switched on. Cannot argue with it. Punted forward. Depends on where this is going to bounce. It's Starfelt again's getting bullied by Main, and Main's got the ball under control. What the fuck are you doing, you Swedish sack of shit? Figure it out, lad. They have both switched off, man. Both of them. Iwata has at least had chances, but Starfelt's just wondering. He doesn't know whether he's playing as left or right centre back, so he's just playing as a fucking waste of space, really. I do not know what you're saying, Fabinho, but it says Celtic in it, so Pog, appreciate it. Schalke pulling off a survival hunt. Fair enough to them. Liverpool have another shot. I mean, yeah, they're up against the good evening man. So, oh fuck me, there's another great ball. We need to get Starfelt off that pitch. He just swung at a ball that was literally hit straight at him. Like, literally straight at him. How many defensive mistakes do we need to make before we wake the fuck up? Oh, Jota's just minced him a fucking belter. Get it round you, please. Ball in, Taylor's let it go for Maeda. Cuts it back. Should have maybe tried to play that in, and fucking once again, Atate's just tried to be way too clever with the extra touch. Now here comes St Mirren. There's a weird touch of thank fuck for McGregor. He got it away. It's Liverpool still, I'd imagine so, mate. I need to do a quick check. Hello to the 75 of people in here. Bro. Oh, fuck! My head up. I think it was offside, but what I heard there, but both my teams are losing. I feel pain. To be fair, it was offside anyway, man. Like, I can't really argue with it. It was kind of like a leaning header. It's much different than the one that he just missed, because he did react to it quite quickly, but just put too much neck muscle into it. But that's what I'm saying. We're playing the better football, but when it comes to getting into that final third, the St Mirren defence is switched on, while ours is just clearly fucking isn't. And if there was another reason for us to have our squad depth exposed, at least it's at the end of the season and not in the middle of it. That's all I'll say to now. So wide towards Hatate, who really needs to kind of wake up because he's had a very quiet start to this half. Out towards the captain. And here is a chance for Jota. He's kept the run going. There's a deflected effort. How the fuck did that get... Oh, no, it got underneath O'Reilly, man. I do appreciate your enthusiasm, Brian. I know for a fact we're not losing this game, but bro, my O'Reilly got in the way of Jota's shot. It would have been straight into Carson's hands anyway, but can't argue with it. There's a deflected bounce. What? Oh, yeah, okay, Hart's going to claim it and we can go again. But if we need to make changes, it's going to need to be in the next 5 minutes. And the first one that I can see off the top of my fucking head, Kobayashi on for Starfelt. I don't care, because at the very least Kobayashi and Iwata speak the same fucking language so they can communicate, but Starfelt and Iwata do not have a single shred of chemistry between them. Tati's done well to hold that ball up. It's into midfield and there's a lot of space opened up for the captain again. It's a loose pass from Jota and it's going to be stolen by Taylor. The St Mirren Taylor. And eventually it's weaseled out for a throw in. St Mirren are starting to play a little bit more defensively minded. They're not trying to get us forward as much, but it's causing us a hell of a lot of fucking problems. Don't like this at all. It's the right play, you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing. Oh yeah, a lot of people were confused about that, but it's because Iwata is naturally a centre-back for those that actually think he's a midfielder. When he won Player of the Year in the Japanese League, he won it as a centre-back. That's his natural position. But he's just basically, think about it like a Tati, how a Tati can play as a left-back and as a midfielder and as like basically anywhere you need him to play. Japanese players are very versatile. Kobayashi can play as a left-back and as a centre-back, for those that don't know. Like, Japanese players are trained to play in more than just one natural position, if that makes sense. So, yeah, Iwata is playing at centre-back. He's not had a glistening game, but he's had moments, you know what I mean? Do you know the other Scottish scores? Not in the league that's happening now, although I can quickly check. Bear with me. Apologies if you're trying to see what's happening. So Johnston are 1-0 up against 10 Kilmarnock. Motherwell and Ross County are playing a dud, in Livingston and Dundee are 1-1. So, you know, I mean, there's no scorelines that are surprising, bar the game that we're actually in. Have you equalised yet? I swear to God, get a shot before I fucking walk up there and start firing shots at my own. The fuck, man. I'm convinced I could do a better job than half of the players up at Albion Rovers now. 3 shots in a fucking back to the wall relegation player. Football heritage. Oh, there's a good clearance for Starfelt, and he gets in front of that one as well, although he's played it straight towards a man in black. It's cleared away by Ralston. And St Mirren tried to just pounce on it. Well, Livy just scored. We'll talk about timing. Well, in that case, it's 2-1 in the game with Livingston. Fraser's got it on the edge of the box. I think it took a nick off a Celtic player, and that's what I'm saying again, man. Curtis Main is literally getting to every header he goes for. Ralston is getting bitched, and I do mean bitched at that back post. Get Starfelt to mock him. See if you're going to keep Starfelt on, get him to mock Curtis Main, because that is literally the only fucking goal scoring source they've got. It's actually getting frustrating how easy it is. It's like St Mirren are just playing sliders to just keep themselves in front, you know what I mean? Like, we should be... I'm a Coatbridge boy indeed. Born and raised with. But unfortunately Albion Rovers are failing me right now, which is just fucking stupid, considering the fact like 5-6 years ago I watched them win a playoff. Trust me, that's what's keeping me stable now. I'm frustrated by it, but again, I'm not disappointed by the way that the attack and midfield have played. It's just defensive lapses in judgment. Very similar to the old Firm game. You just kind of have to shrug your shoulders and say, fuck's sake. But Maeda needs to come off now because he's just ran himself into the ground and now he's on the ground holding his knees. Glad I didn't go with this shit. Fair enough, Chris. I can't blame you. As I can flash my pals. In fact, I think I've been messaged on. Yeah, I've literally just been messaged off him on Discord. Let me see what he said. Yeah, he's at the game and he sent me this message. Diabolical defending and fucking Joe. I mean, do me a favour. I said 2-1, but no to this mob. That was his prediction. He thought it was going to end 2-1 Celtic, but I don't even think God himself could have predicted what the fuck is going on, because it's not as if St Mirren are playing good football. They're just doing what's necessary. Oh. It's always nice seeing the usual suspects in chat. Nearly 80 people in for this stream, by the way. The old Firm game that I streamed last week had 25 concurrent viewers, and there's 86 in this one. Much love, man, genuinely. That's insane. They're bringing on their usual changes. Some of them have gone defensive, as if you would be surprised. But Celtic's still refusing to make a change as of yet, which is... We're getting into the territory where if we're going to do it, we need to do it fucking now. It's just St Mirren are going to let it run out. I think he's... Fraser's just... Oh, Strain, sorry, he's just decked on the edge. St Mirren are bold as fuck. Well, that's why they play in black and white, mate. There's not much to them, but in fairness, if you do the basics right, then yeah, maybe you get something out of it. Although I said it as a joke at the start of the game, I was not expecting it to be as bad as this. I need to respond to him, because I'd feel bad not responding to him. This is painful to watch. So, well, that's the thing. We've got options on the bench, and like I said, we'll make those changes relatively soon, I'd imagine, in the next few minutes. Maeda comes off, get Jota on the left wing, and bring on Abada or Haskabanovic. Right now, I would say Abada, because we just need that injection of, like, indirect pace that can kind of weave around them and force the issue a little bit, if that makes sense. But the other changes, I would probably say Awata, get him off, or maybe, it really depends. It's difficult because I would argue maybe Starfelt for Kobayashi, so there's that, you know, non-language barrier at the back, you know what I mean? So maybe that. I would probably say get Hatate off as well. Maybe bring Turnbull on actually, because he would make sense for what we're trying to do in the final half an hour, because we need to basically play high pressing from now to the end of the game, regardless of what happens. Because St Mirren have kind of forced us to play in behind ourselves. There's a good chance on the edge of the D there. Go on Jota. Gets past one, gets past two. There's a ball up, it's headed. Side netting, but that's better, much better. Matt O'Reilly's got a really good chance inside there, but doesn't go for us. Does not go for us. Good enough opportunity, but doesn't quite go in. Just needs to get that a little bit more goal bound. Although I think I'm not too far behind John, but there was a good chance. It wasn't a goal. Taylor's got that clearance away. Again, St Mirren's Taylor. Oh, for fuck's sake, Maeda and Hatate have just tackled each other. That really sums it up. That's a few times in the last 10 minutes two Celtic players have bumped into each other because they do not know where they're meant to be. Postecoglou needs to calm them down because they're starting to get frustrated now. You can see it in how like quick they're passing the ball. There's no like composure and certainty. You know what I mean? They're just kind of hitting the ball up the park and going, right, let's just try and make things happen. Maeda's got it on the left hand side here, cuts past one. And he just brings it, yeah, get Maeda off the fucking pot before he just gets red carded, because he's throwing himself over for nothing now. It's dumb. Strange stayed down. But that's literally what I was talking about with the frustration. Maeda gets blocked out, so he just decides to shoulder bulge a player. Carson's going to punt this one long, see what happens with that. Takes a little nick and a bounce, it's awkward enough, but it's not cleared away by anyone of yet. And again, Curtis Main just bodies, he is just physically dominating everyone right now, and it's actually frustrating. He's either on steroids or the Celtic defence is just weak. Played out wide and it shifted, and there could actually be another fucking chance on for St Mirren. Get it away, boys. You've played the pressing game when you're attacking, but once you're put under any pressure at all, there's a ball in, Hart's going to claim it and eventually just get it under control. Quickly played out, or what is stuck up there. Just isn't working out for us. We need to make fucking changes at some point, Postecoglou. You know that's a thing you can do. I don't mind who I see coming on, but we really just need to start firing shots on target now. Force the fucking hand a little bit. There's a good breakaway, the chance there. It's played in. Jota's got it on the edge of the D. Opts to play it back centrally. Ralston more or less playing as a midfielder now. It's going to be played out wide. Minder's going to try and shift it in behind. Does exactly that. He skips past one. Keeps going, keeps going. That's much better. We're getting inside them now. Rather than just using the wings, we're doing what I was talking about at half time. We're trying to open up that midfield space to get it out. But St Mirren just holding firm as it stands. They're kind of solid, more or less with 6 bodies at the back for what I'm seeing here, but it's eventually gathered. Jota's gone for the quick cross. Very clear from the captain, Shaughnessy again. They've got bodies to cover the near post. Maeda once again tries to hold the ball up in the box. It's a solid effort, but doesn't quite go where it needs to. Ralston throws himself in front of that, and they're both injured and down by the looks of it. Ralston's still down. He's getting back to his feet now, but I think he's cut himself. I don't know. Seems fine, he's up. But he took a slow one there. Wee shoulder barge to the edge of the chin. He's up and running though. We need to see something, man. Preferably a fucking substitution. We're getting to the point in the game, mate. Don't think this is acceptable for Postecoglou. His last 3 league games, or 4 league games I should say, have been a draw, a win, a loss, and possibly another loss. Like I said, I'm at least confident of getting a fucking point out of this, because St Mirren are literally just sitting in at this point, but we need to get something out of this, surely. Maeda ends up going back, and it's all the way back towards Awata. Switches it to Starfelt, forward it goes. Here's Rio. Ball in behind, and it's actually going to find... Oh my god, Matt. He gets behind, and it's a beautiful fucking ball as well, but he just snatches at the shot. And it just bounces up into Trevor's hands, basically. It was... You'd want anyone else. You'd want an attacker behind that shot. It was a lovely ball in for Atati though. So there's positives to the play. It's just the finishing fucking touch as always. Maeda's gone underneath him now. It's going to be a throw into us. Should be anyway. There's the quick switch. It's a loose pass, but thankfully it goes towards a green and white shirt anyway. Ralston's tried to send it forward. Celtic in turn just try and get it under control. O'Reilly takes the ball and deadies it. Jota tries to shimmy it forward. There's a collision in midfield. Celtic keep the ball under control and try and move it forward. That's good. O'Reilly's kept it under control brilliantly there. Ball towards the back post. Kyogo. Maeda's missed a sitter. Maeda's missed a sitter. Get him off the fucking pot before I go there and throw him off it. Are you fucking serious, mate? You're a paid striker. You get paid money. You get paid professional wages. To do that? This man's a... Oh. It's not... It's just frustrating. It's frustrating. Kyogo does well to get the initial header, and then it falls to... I think Maeda might have been offside anyway. Hard to fucking tell. But we're now finally 70 minutes into the game deciding to make changes. Abada and Ola coming on. I don't see why Kyogo needs to come off. It's not as if it's his fault that no one's trying to get him into the game. But maybe it's just physicality for physicality's sake. We might as well. I mean, Noah's that type of player that can work in this situation, but I thought it would have been a defensive change because that's where all our fucking problems have stemmed from. Here's Rio again. There's another ball in for Maeda. He's got to cross it. It's like, yeah, God is against us today. It has to be a case like that. The ball bounced about 4 or 5 times in that box, and every one of them went around the Celtic player. We need the fucking equaliser, man. The next 5-10 minutes, there's applause going around for obviously Kyogo, because again he took his chance, didn't he? Maeda's coming off. That's the obvious change. He's just Not had the best game, I'll say that much. Abada's on for him, and I'd imagine Jota switches to the left, and Ataki is the change that's going to come on for O. So I would imagine they're going to drop Kyogo in as a centre forward and push O'Reilly back to midfield. I wouldn't really be able to. Yeah, so it is kind of like that, based on the way that that's looking. Maybe they push O up towards here, and then they drop Kyogo into that midfield. Kind of as like a deep line playmaker, if that makes sense. I agree with you, James. Mine's is nearly fucking done. I'll probably need to spark up another one. Again, you've got to give credit to St Mirren because they've just defended like lions, and I mean that's not a foul ref, but we'll move on for that, I guess. I want to see a bit more than this, lads. But it feels like it's going to be another one of those games where come full time I'll be sitting there going, oh boy, Joe Hart again. 2 shots on 2, literally 2 shots on target, 2 goals. I don't know what else I can say except who else can you fucking blame, really. No, we're just going to knock out a play quickly, yeah, makes sense. Starfelt to the latter. Ralston rolls the ball out towards Abada. Tries to get a quick play on from O. It should be a foul, yeah. Caught in the back of the leg. For the 8 of you in here, consider subscribing. I am suffering beyond words right now. Oh, please. Hold on! Oh, you're kidding me. It fucking deflected off him again. Yeah, we could have had another chance there. We're making chances. We're throwing them into the box. We just need to get a fucking shot away. Boys. None of this extra touch piss. Just stop throwing the shot in. Abada from the edge of the area has got it out to Callum McGregor, who goes in turn towards O'Reilly. Back out towards Jota. Little step over move to get it to the edge of the box. Gets the ball in. It's going to be cleared away for St Mirren, but they'll just let it roll out for another throw in. Quickly dispersed. Right idea. Right idea, just poor execution. Have St Mirren changed their line? Because I think they're playing with like a striker and behind their striker now. That's definitely not what they're doing. It's Haskabanovic, yeah, I was right. So that was probably why Jota's now on. That should be a fucking foul, it is, thank God. Please tell me there is at least one shot this entire half, man. You cunts deserve to go down if you actually continue to keep this shit up. Bruh. Fucking hell, man. They literally had a pure big marketing campaign in the town square earlier this week where they're like, oh, we'll put in the performance of a season. Aye, fucking too right. The worst performance of the season to date. For both founts, I would say. Celtic defensively this game have just switched off at 2 very crucial points in time which St Mirren have capitalised on, and Albion Rovers are Albion Rovers. It's awkward, could bounce around, it could still fall to a Celtic shot here. McGregor's going to get it under control. There's 15 minutes in this game to play. Potential for something. Shifted, Haskabanovic goes out wide. Starfelt's going to play it in. Please do something that's a little bit more positive than just playing it back. Oh. Well, they've committed to keeping Owen in the midfield. Kyogo's just playing as the off-the-shoulder striker by the looks of it. That's well held up, brilliantly held up from O actually. He's managed to try and get it into the box, but the touch is just a wee bit too far away from him. It's cleared away from Taylor and eventually gathered back by our own Taylor. We're keeping the press up, but we have to be constant now. We cannot give St Mirren an inch, otherwise we'll take a fucking mile, we know this. Just very frustrating knowing that how this game's gone. We could have really put these, well, we could have put this to bed very early on. It's well gathered by McGregor again though. Again, there's no bad performances besides again, maybe one or two players. It's just frustrating because, I mean, you lose anyway. It's a good ball in. St Mirren kind of panic it a little bit. It's going out wide for O. What's He'll going to do? Goes inside. Nice. There's Jota. Takes a shot. It's going to deflect. O's got it back under control on the wing. It's hit across again. They're just putting their bodies in the way. St Mirren are throwing themselves in front of everyone. By the end of this, they're going to have bruises all over their fucking bodies. And they're going to check for a hand. That's certainly a handball call, by the way. So we've had two and clear and obvious penalty shouts just completely waved off by VAR. Football heritage. Well, moving on. Goes out wide for a Water. Starfelt's going to try and get it out wide. Come on, do something here, lads. Aska's going to got the post up, gets it inside. Good hold-up play, really good hold-up play, and Jota's going to eventually get it back in towards the midfield. O'Reilly's doing his best to hold that ball up. Gets it inside. It has been a decent game, Sandwich. Also, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing alright, man. But yeah, it's been a good game in terms of, like, if you're a neutral watching this, you'll probably be like, fuck, fair enough. Celtic have been the better team, but St Mirren have taken their chances. It's just been little lapses in judgment. There's another really good chance inside the box for us. It's still in the box for us. Please get a shot away, man. Stop shimmying it. Fuck. They are trying to be way too clever, and it's Ralston of all people. You of all motherfuckers should know. Just do the basics and hit the thing, man. Instead, they get caught up in each other's fucking... Like, Kyogo gets in front of him and just causes way too many problems. And again, we get the ball in the box, but we don't get a shot to fucking show for it. It's all nice and fancy getting into there, lads, but you need to get the shot away. It's kind of a big thing. Starfelt's got it from the defence and we'll try and make it work from here. Everyone's, well, I hope everyone's good and sharp. That's... Oh, that's a little bit of not one. I mean, Gaz has got a bit of a sore ear, apparently. But that's about the extent of it. Oh, you're kidding me. Awat has just given the ball away. Here comes St Mirren. They've hit the post. They've hit the fucking post. They have hit the post. Wow. If it's not obvious, I'm a Celtic supporter, Jimmy. But when a team is beating us, I'll give them credit where it's due. Although we've had way too many chances in the last 10 minutes without an actual shot coming from it. It's out wide for O. There is a shot! It's off the post in return! Fuck me, Curtis Main hits the post at one end. We walk up the other and O hits the post in the other. And it's a lovely strike as well. You can't fucking fault it because it's a curler as well. It's just shown Curtis Main's earlier chance because he gets it on the breakaway, hits it across Joe Hart and it comes after the near post. Yeah, like both teams have just hit the post in back-to-back fucking segments. It's out wide, there's a shot deflected away from Taylor. It's definitely going to be a lively 10 minutes, or at least a very lively ending to this game. Nerves at one end and then immediately St Mirren open up, and that's what you need to do. You need to bait them in and try and get it. You're a Rangers man. No, there's no hate here, mate. As long as you're fair enough with us, we're fair enough with you. Gaz is also a Rangers fan, so he enjoys his life. Gets out, here we go. Come on, Jota, do something, lad. Good. Steps past one, gets into midfield. McGregor's going to shimmy it. About that. McGregor's got past one, got past two! Yes! Callum McGregor puts it in the back of the fucking net! Thank you, Callum, man! The captain fucking scores a belter! Oh! Yes, big man! We have fucking earned that way some amount of bread, by the way, but Callum McGregor skips past one. And it's a lovely, we've seen it so many times for him. Oh, We love that. Your team got beat by Rangers 3-0. Aye, what about all the other results, Jamie, my guy? What about all the other results? But you got a result in the one that didn't matter. Gaz will tell you that himself, but you can't take my happiness away. We've got what we've deserved. 2-2, gentlemen. 2-2. We push. We put this fucking thing to bed, man. We should have done so a long time ago, but rather than trying to take the extra touch, McGregor does the right thing. Shimmies it and hits it. It's better to put it on target than to try and just play it into space. And he gets his reward for it. A lovely finish. Oh, it was definitely coming, guys, mate. We've earned our gravy there. Like I said, I had no fear about us losing the game. And that's just the case if we can win it. I love that. Everyone's just like... Silence. There's no bad blood here, Jamie, in all fairness, mate. Love that, Joseph, love that. But we fucking earned it. I am so happy that he has the same first name I do. Just as well we won the league already. Because it would have been poor for weeks. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying when we were talking about Carter Vickers earlier on. Like, if this had happened in, like, February, yeah, this season might have played out a little bit differently because, I mean, you've seen it. I mean, St Mirren have managed to come here and put some alright chances together. They've actually had a better second half than the first, even though they've scored both of their shots in the first. But, again, you can't argue with it. We're trying our best to put the pressure on them for the final 10 minutes, but St Mirren will probably accept the point for this kind of stage and hopefully just sit in and accept it, which just kind of opens it up for us. But Celtic Park's finally got a voice to it again. We've been looking for that shot, man, just someone to do something, and we've finally got it, you know what I mean? Will you be watching the game tomorrow? What one? I'm presuming you're talking about the... Well, I know what you're trying to say, Jamie. You're only as good as your last game, but I mean, there's a whole season. You play, 38 games for a reason. So if you were shit last year, it's played into a reason why you were shit this year. And even then, on head-to-head, we're still better. So, I mean, congrats, I guess. Askabanovic does really well to keep that ball away for Curtis. We appreciate that, wee man. Good stuff. Gets it out. Starfelt's going to try and shimmy out wide again. Does so. Awata picks the long pass up towards the wings. Here comes a Barrett. Keeps that run central, but gets decked. It shouldn't be a foul. I'd have been surprised if it was given. I'm just going to bounce out and we'll be fine. Awata, is he? Yeah, he's playing at he is playing at the centre defence, David. But again, I had to explain this to the last person that asked as well. Awata is naturally a centre back. He won Player of the Year as a centre back, and he's obviously in his native league. No, Joe Hart's actually done something. He's came out and cleared the ball away. We appreciate it. Wait until injury time, then Celtic will score 3-2 Celtic. I mean, it would be great for storyline vibes and all that shit. I'd be quite pleased, you know what I mean? But oh, he's got past him again there. Here's a bad hit. Deflected effort and is out wide for a corner kick. Oh, what about just a casual chat between Rangers fans on a Celtic stream? Of all the places, gentlemen, of all the places. No, he's not wrong. Rangers will improve, but I mean, it's not as if Celtic are playing at their best right now either. You need to remember this is like a team that's got two of our key defenders injured. That's why we're conceding goals. But thankfully our attacks woke up basically in the nick of the time. And I wouldn't even say our attack, it's, I mean, our midfield that's basically carried this game. But there has been a noticeable change in the development since we've taken Maeda off, because obviously Haskabanovic can just kind of free roam, so we just have another anchor player in behind. Oh yeah, no, trust me. But the way Gaz looks at it as a Rangers fan, mate, is that your season's boiled down to just bad luck a lot of the time, but also just really stupid decision making at the others. I'm okay with the way Celtic are playing right now because we've merited it. You know what I mean? We've been the better team for the better part of 8 months, so we can afford to be a little bit shit towards the end of it. But again, it's circumstance that forces our hand. But as Rory says, yep, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, it's your season reflects how you've played, and Rangers have played second best over the course of the season. Yeah, they've been the second best team in the Old Firm and in the league, so you have to look at all that. We should not be moved exactly it. No matter what is said, we're vibing, you know what I mean? We've got no fucking worries in the world. I don't anyway, you know what I mean? We'll strengthen and come back next season and we'll just do what's necessary, like always. Here it comes Ralston again though. Let's see what he does. So just froze again. Nice. Appreciate that. Lovely. Give that a little refresh and we'll go again, but yeah, I mean it's difficult. There's not much you can really say. I mean, in terms of this game, we've had moments where we've been, I mean, I wouldn't say moments, I'd say about 90% of the game we've been the better goddamn fucking team, but what St Mirren have done well is that they've gauged when they can come forward, and that's the thing. This game isn't done yet. There's still a few moments to, take over. I'm not sure how many added minutes there would even be. I'll tell you as soon as I know, but I think St Mirren are probably just going to try and play for the draw at this point. That's what I'd imagine so, but a while is going to try and shimmy it again. Nice. That's another foul, fuck's sake, nice. Done the right thing there, but McGregor kind of clips at his heels after that ball gets kind of spindled out, and then Haskabanovic comes in and cleans him. That's a little bit. You're talking about my team. I mean, fair enough, but again, Celtic weren't playing with a full strength team, and when we brought changes on, they weren't exactly in positions that made sense either. And again, we'd already won the title. It'd be a different story if it was still a title race, because I guarantee you that game would have ended 3-0 if it was actually for something. Oh, St Mirren have came in here. They're going to that's out for a corner. That's fine. Good defence. Ralston will take that. That's exactly it. Celtic are playing to set the standard. Rangers are playing to match Celtic. That's what it's been about this season. Realistically, bottom line, but again, there's still a little bit of game time to focus on here than now, so that's what I need to do. I don't know if that's going to come out for a corner kick or not. I'll be able to tell you it was a weird 50 off the back of Ralston. Well, it'll really depend on. I mean, there's only been a couple of major stoppages and obviously the check, so probably about 3 or 4 minutes, I'd imagine, maybe 5 or 6. It's not going to be like a World Cup added time or anything like that, Ronnie. I'd be very surprised if that was the case. We do have a set piece on the edge of the area, so there is an opportunity. There's the swing in. It's just absolutely fucking wild and does not find a single body. That was shit, Lasky. I mean, you can see what he was doing. He was trying to overlap it towards the back post to try and force something, but I think this will be looking at this like they thinking that they have a chance. Yeah, maybe so, but a minor chance. I mean, if you go into a team like any match and as a team and don't think that you have a chance, you shouldn't be playing football at all anyway. But then in Celtic will just look at this and be like, well, we've somehow managed to fuck the easiest game in the split. Maybe don't do that till the end of the season. I don't mind Rangers fans coming into the chat and having a discussion about it. You know what I mean? It's fine, sandwich. I don't mind it at all. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's just one of those performances, and we've been the better team on paper over the course of this game. We've been the better team on the pitch and in practice. It's just the fact that Mirren took their chances. We didn't really take a lot of ours, but hey, I mean, fair fucks to St Mirren. They keep themselves in the hunt for fourth, don't they? Kind of puts the pressure on Hibernian. Obviously, there's not a lot of too much time left now anyway. We're kind of getting to that point in the game. Headed up and awkward. It's going to bounce and bobble, go around the place. Doesn't find anyone in specific. Eventually cleared away and... oh, it's awkward again though. St Mirren are trying their best to hold their high line. That should be a throw. And it is. Oh, Gaz is one of the good few. It's a very poor standard to set. What do you think about how bad your team got put out in 3 separate... There was a lot of other teams that met the same fate. My question to you is, how does it feel to go for a Europa League final to being literally the worst team in Champions League history? I mean, you ripped the piss out of us for losing to teams like Astana and stuff like that, but even they have better records in Champions League than you did. So, pog off. Atati's going to roll it out wide for Starfelt. We've just kind of gone with the ultra attacking line, which makes the most fucking sense at this point. I've got no quarrels with it. I mean, I'm happy that at the very least we managed to salvage a point out of this. I can accept it. I can smile and go, well, at least we didn't lose. But it's kind of just similar to the Motherwell game in the sense you're just kind of looking at it like, we should have won this game. There's no excuses for it, but hey, you just take it on the chin, I suppose. Jota's got out in the box here. There is a lot of Celtic bodies in this box. That cross on awkward, it's might bobble out for a goal kick and it will. Hibs and Rangers play tomorrow. Well, yeah, I mean, Hibs will need to win that game to kind of keep their nose in the race for, well, any hope of third, but like I said, it's not really going to happen for them. But as time's slowly taking over here, don't think there's going to be too much yet. Let's see what happens here. Ball's going to be punted up. Starfelt's missed out, take you. Curtis Mooney again. It's definitely not a single surprise in the world of who the best player on St Mirren's team today was. If their man of the match doesn't go either Trevor Carson or fucking Curtis Main, I'd be stunned. Curtis Main deserves it more than arguably most Celtic players on the pitch today, you know what I mean? Managed to get it away and they'll post it up, but I'm going to need to spark the depression joint, as we call it. That's fun. Back in there you go, sir. Oh, cleared away. Is that another corner or is that a throw-in? I think it's a throw-in. Oh, I'll check my Discord in a second, mate. I forgot that. I kind of want to see this game out first, though. As Ronnie said, how can your team be the better team on the pitch yet struggling to grab a point? We're not struggling to grab a point. Are you looking at the stats, my guy? St Mirren are hanging on for it. It's not the other way around. You're not even getting... Again, we're playing pretty good. We've been the dominant team. But again, it's literally like a mixture of B and C team players, my guy. I mean, we're literally playing a centre mid at centre back, and we're playing a fucking right back that's barely played minutes this season. It's not exactly full strength, my guy. It's a good last chance for Ralston there, a good cross in, but it's going to be gathered. And that is full time. You got to give it to St Mirren. They hung on there. They managed to get something out of it, and they actually looked disappointed with it. But to be honest with you, they should be fucking glad that they managed to get out of here with something. But I think they needed the 3 points to realistically keep their hunt alive for, you know, better European places. Obviously, if Hibs go and win tomorrow, it keeps them on the bottom of the split table anyway. So, I mean, it was a solid effort. You can't fault it. At least we managed to get back into the game. Our goals were nice. You can't fault Keola's effort. Was lovely. Beautiful. Easily the goal of the game. McGregor's goal outside of the box. lovely finish as well. So look, there's positives you can take for it, you know what I mean? We've played good at times, we played bad at others, but Joe Hart's basically just the sole reason that they managed to get something for that. A mixture of that and poor heading and that little kind of passage of play that led to their second goal, but couldn't have put it better myself, John. He needs a shot of the bench. I do definitely agree. Just give Josh Clark a few minutes, man. See if this is what we're doing. We're at the end of the season, we're experimenting with different types of, systems and setups. Why not change the players that are in the setup? I mean, if you're clearly going to do shit like this, then it makes sense, you know what I mean? I don't think this is a sack-worthy offence, to be honest with you, but again, it's just one of those performances. I can smile at it and, take the positives. If you've watched the match, then, we played better. We just didn't score as many goals as the opposition, and that's what the fucking sport of football is at the end of the day. Doesn't matter. We'll take the point because, again, it just adds another point to the already good season that we've had, but ideally it means that the next two games after this we're going to need to push forward and try and ideally close it out with style, because obviously Aberdeen lost earlier on to Hearts, so this is the big one though, because I'm about to find out if my team got relegated or not. Fucking joke. That pisses me off more. That pisses me off way more. So Albion Rovers went down because Blair Malcolm, the guy who has scored more own goals than anyone this season, gets sent out. Fucking genius. I hope you get fucking thrown out in a bus, man. Nonetheless. I won the league before we went to Ibrox. You couldn't have put it better, Stephen. We did what was necessary and we can't really fault it, you know what I mean? Like, again, this was just one of those performances where no matter what, things just go against you. 2 shots on target, 22% of the ball, and they score twice. That's not Celtic playing poor, that's just sitting there and taking their chances, and again, you just put your hands up and say, fair fucking play, you know what I mean? Liverpool dress. So not one of my teams managed to come through and do anything today. I'm really furious at that. But for those that are here for the Celtic result, it ended 2 each. The next game's obviously on Wednesday at 7:45 against the Burnley, and if you want to join me for that, you can. But if you're still here and you haven't, please like the stream and subscribe if you wish to, because that helps me stay in the algorithm and stuff like that. And like I said, we're on the road to 1,000, so I can get partnered and all that good jazz, and I did an alright dent in that today, so I appreciate all the support. But well, let's call this that game over and done with. No complaints about it. Like I said, we could have done a lot better, but could have done a lot worse. A point's a point, so smiles all round, I suppose. I'm just more angered by that. It really has got to me, because again, better team, but they're going to be playing down in the fucking lower leagues next season. You've got to be kidding me. Well, that's what happens when you sack your manager way too late into the season, gentlemen. I appreciate that, Stephen. Like I said, most subs don't show up because they're on like private settings, but if you're on public settings and you subscribe, you get a little animation thing that plays for you. So, I mean, the support of the day's been brilliant, because like I said, this was a dud match. I wasn't expecting much to come yet, and there's still, 40 odd people in here after the stream. St Mirren did what they did what they had to do. Like, if you look at St Mirren over the course of the last few match days, they've done alright to get into the even top half of the table, you know what I mean? You watch the girls' game tomorrow, or the one for the title. Nah, as much as I'd love to, it just does it really even justify. I mean, what time is it even at? Because I don't even know what the fucking. Let me check. Go into the screen first of all. When is it they kick off tomorrow? Because I know the Women's League, they always kick off at dodgy ass times. It's always like 1:15 and all that. Well, there you go, 2:10. But yeah, the final match day is pretty fucking interesting, actually. I mean, look at this. I mean, I don't know what the fuck's happened to Hibs. It just fell off a cliff when it comes to form, but look at this, man. Any one of these teams can technically still win it. And you look at the goal difference and stuff like that, my god, this is going to be a fucking interesting one. Because even if like Celtic and Rangers win in Glasgow, like, I mean, Women's League's actually bringing drama, I would have thought. Then you look at All League and you're like, I see the problem. I mean, do you have to feel for Aberdeen? Because they came into this split like dominant as fucking. They've managed to somehow slowly lose their grip to the point where Hearts can sneak third. Obviously, Hibs ain't too far behind and they still have a few games in hand as well. So, I mean, they're playing for 9 odd points for this, so they can still technically clinch that spot. Although, like I said, St Mirren's draw limits what they can do. They're more or less just playing for 5th, maybe. Should push come to shove, they can sneak into 4th. I don't see it happening though. Yeah, so they've been the shock team of this year. Generally they have been, because when you look at the bottom half, you've got teams down there that realistically have been pretty alright. I mean, the thing that surprised me is I don't see Livingston there. You know what I mean? That's usually who you do see. It's usually Livingston or maybe Motherwell. Occasionally you'll get like, you know, a different kind of variant team, but it's not usually St Mirren. But fair fucking play to them. They've shown why they deserve to be in the top half, because if they can obviously come to Celtic Park and take a result for us, they deserve it. You know what I mean? So it kind of makes things interesting for next season. I'm more disappointed at Albion Rovers, man, because that was a game that they should have won. And I know for a fact I'm going to start hearing people walk past my flat in the next 5-10 minutes just completely and utterly disappointed. That sucks, but hey, you have to kind of take it on the chin when it happens, you know what I mean? But I'll check the Discord now. I can open the Discord again now that right, there we go. That's fair enough, guys. Fair enough. But you don't need to worry or apologise about that. But yeah, that's the scoreline done. Obviously, the next game after this is, like I said, that's the advantage is there's 2 more games this week. So obviously, Hibs play Rangers tomorrow, and then after that, obviously, we play them. So Hibs have their worst run-in basically in the next 2 games, but they need to beat Rangers to keep themselves in the hunt. So expect that game to be pretty interesting, because Rangers will probably want to try and close the gap as much as they can at the end of the season to make it look more respectable when you look back on it. So fair enough, you know what I mean, that will be a good game to watch. But I was obviously, I mean, even now the Rangers and Hearts need to win to obviously keep their fucking fight up for 3rd, and then obviously we play Aberdeen the week after that and they're trying to keep their fight up for 3rd. So every team except really Celtic and Rangers are playing for something, which is why it's going to be an interesting end to the split, because I don't really see too much hanging. But the Liverpool game is on the 11th minute added time. Are you fucking kidding me? Let me just search it. I just ended as a search. There you go. Oh, you're doing, Tristan? Nice to see you. We didn't do. It was a last minute one, really straight. Cool. At least something happened in that game, but it's not exactly ideal for title race reasons. Because if Man United win their game, obviously later on, then they're in it. But Newcastle seem to be set. They seem to be setting themselves up for good things. Obviously, I think Man City have won the title at this point, so fair enough. But I wish it was the first minute again, that'd be great. But unfortunately, not. Yeah, I mean, that's the next game that I'll be live for, 24th of May. I already made the thumbnail for that and all that jazz, so I need to hang out with it. Can you imagine this? Someone getting in Europe, what they would do with the money? Well, that's the thing, they can always go in the Conference League run. I mean, look at Hearts this season. They basically, I mean, they were in the Conference League group stages with Fiorentina, and Fiorentina are in the finals now, and they're up against West Ham. But it's good to see games like that because it's kind of like old-fashioned European ties. You know what I mean? Like teams that you wouldn't expect to be there that somehow are. But yeah, I mean, is there any other games or results or questions that you want to throw in? You're more than welcome to do so. You're watching the game tomorrow. I'll probably watch it on the side if I'm awake and stuff like that. West Ham in the final, I know. But the way that I'm looking at it is just, again, I don't have a reason to watch the Rangers or Aberdeen game. I know it's going to probably be a really good game, but no reason for me to particularly care for it. I mean, I've got a couple of games that I've obviously got from around the end of the season. There's 3 more for Celtic. There's obviously the game that's there, that happens on Wednesday. The game at the weekend against Aberdeen, and then obviously the cup final that happens not too long after that, and obviously the Scottish national games that are in between it. So there's a couple of games before then, and like I said, when summer hits, I'll start that FM save, and I think I know what I'm doing now. I'm going to redeem Albion Rovers. I'm going to start an Albion Rovers save and take them back to their glory days, which, I mean, for us was obviously being in the top flight, so that would kind of be my hope over the summer, is basically take a team for, you know, bottom of League 2 and see how far I can take them and over the course of a summer, because I still need to make up for Watchalong and stuff like that, but obviously, like I said, there's not as much football content that runs through over the course of summer, because obviously it's on break, and I don't want to obviously just have my channel algorithm do that over the course of summer, because there's still shit I can do, you know what I mean? But that's kind of my idea. So at the very least, it's kind of something for people that are more interested in me rather than the actual games. But obviously with Twitch and stuff like that as well, my pal Flash, like I said, he was at the game today, but he's trying to make a dent into, you know, getting his subscriber and follower quite. I mean, I started the day with 605, I believe, so 9 new gentlemen. I do appreciate your support. That's fucking class, actually. What's the programme for the summer? Well, I mean, like I said, it's just going to be, like, see, whenever I can be off, basically, I'll just kind of go live at kind of set times. I mean, I suppose I'll have to use Discord, or at least that Discord server that I've got, a wee bit more often. I'll need to actually post Discord links on my, like, in my comment sections and stuff like that, so people can join it if they want to, but obviously I'll kind of let people know, look, I'll be live, blah blah blah, so people can come in and say hello. I don't, like, those streams won't do anywhere near as good, I can tell you that for a fact. People come to this channel for a reason, which is to see Celtic's games. I know that a solid 50% of people that come here watch the game and then fuck off, they don't like, subscribe or anything, but that's fine, I don't mind that. Obviously FM's a different thing though, so hopefully what I'm planning to do is try and, like, push as far as I can into trying to get over 1,000 subscribers, because at least that way I get partnered, and then I can actually start doing shit with this, where I can actually, you know, get away with a little bit more in terms of copyright and stuff like that. No, not in terms of showing the game, because I still wouldn't be able to do that, but I wouldn't have to worry about using, like, specific audio libraries and stuff like that. I can actually work with a wee bit more. But it's always interesting when you look at things like this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just kind of more, as I said, I'm frustrated with the draw, because it's a draw. You know what I mean? No one likes to go into a game and tie it. You know what I mean? I can understand why Americans play to win or lose, but I mean, I'm more disappointed with Albion Rovers. I'm still fucking surprised at that. Spartans are not a good team, but they've somehow managed to do it. Seems to be the story of the season for us. But enjoyed the live chat we had a few nights ago. I mean, we went into depth about a lot of stuff, man. Like, that's the thing about it. Like, we covered a lot of different shit, and obviously, again, a lot of it was, I guess, Rangers related and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, Albion Rovers, we have the oldest freestanding ground left in Scotland. That's now no longer in that division, and it's almost a guarantee now that we lose Charlie Riley, which was why I wanted us to stay in the league, because at least Charlie Riley would have had a reason to stay. But now he's gone. We've lost our best player. And I mean, you have to go back like fucking years ago, but Celtic, Albion Rovers were runners up in the cup as well. in the Scottish Cup. They got to a final and lost. So there is history to that team. That's why it sucks to see them go down, because I'm like, bro, I literally walk past that stadium anytime I go towards a train station. Like, if I get a train station up towards, like, fucking Airdrie or Glasgow, like, I walk past it. So it's just, you know, it's upsetting. You know what I mean? It's really upsetting to see a team that's got that much history just kind of get knocked down just because the SPFL are like, yeah, we'll bring up Bonnyrigg for no fucking reason. It's whatever, but, you know what I mean? You kind of want to maintain your historical clubs, because now Albion Rovers are fucked. No sponsorships will probably take them on, because there's no TV money, or YouTube money I should say, because most of the highlights end up on YouTube. But we need to basically get back up immediately next season, and again, when you're losing about 4 or 5 of your players, because half of them won't stay. I mean, like I said, Charlie O'Reilly's way too good for Albion Rovers now, so he'll fuck off to like a, you know, maybe a League One championship, maybe even low level Premiership side. He's got that potential to him, but we lose that, which is the thing that sucks. But I don't know. There's a lot of things that I can look at and say, look, we've done wrong this season. Like I think Brian Reid getting sacked, or rather not getting sacked until like fucking February, hurt us way more than it should have. I feel bad for Big Sandy, because, I mean, what can you do? You get hit with what you've got and told to work with. And you couldn't have put it better, mate. Because that's the thing, Albion Rovers go down, but it's going to be hard for them to come straight back up. Because, I mean, Spartans and all that, they have like a media backing, you know what I mean? Like, Bonnyrigg's got that kind of new chic to it, so people kind of follow it. But Albion Rovers is just your old, typical team, you know what I mean? You walk into any town in Scotland, you see a club like it, that's what makes them so kind of normal, but now they're just not there, and it's... we really need to get fucking rid of the artificial pitches. I do not disagree with that in the fucking slightest, man. Like, I mean, that's another thing as well. We played on grass pitches, it's like that. The stadium is beautiful as well. I know it's called Excelsior Stadium now because of the crappy sponsor we've got, but I still call it Cliftonville, because it is. That's where it was, that's where it based. It's literally sitting on Clifton Hill, so that's about all you can say to that. Where the fuck did that go? Oh, it went down on the floor. Exactly. That's the thing about it, man. It's like most people would kind of walk up further, although obviously you've got bars that are up closer to it. There's I mean, the one I used to go to before I'd go to like the hanging games is see the Vulcan. It's like 5 minutes away from it. I'd go in there and get a burger before I go in, and then I'd walk and get like a, you know, just go and watch the match. It was belter, man, but it's not going to be the same in lower leagues, because obviously, I mean, they'll probably still keep the ticket prices the same, and no offence, but I'm not willing to go and pay fucking 10, 15 quid to stand there and watch us play Cormac Rangers. It just doesn't ring the same, you know what I mean? At least when it's lower league football, you can still kind of maintain it, but clearly my money that I spent going to the games this season just didn't mean shit, which is the shame, but can't fault it either. You have to give them credit for what it's due, but fair play Spartans, but doesn't make it any less painful for me. Not by any stretch of the fucking imagination, that shit hurts, but... Just trying to figure out whether... But do you think that's a good idea for those that are like still here? Like if I do that summer idea with FM over the course of the... Obviously over the course of the like summer window, I guess. Would that work? Or would you rather me let Stream decide the team? So that's not too laggy. I don't know why that little sub thing up there's broke. It says 614 and then 612, but still some things I need to fix on this stream. Also, is there anything that you'd like to like see me add on this stream? Like different screens or ideas or whatever that you want to... Oh yeah, you're happy with anything football. That's why I want to keep it kind of FM themed. Like I'll still stream other shit, but most of it will be predominantly FM, because me and Flash have a save right now where we're just fucking around. Like see when me and him are both offline, he's not streaming and I'm not streaming, we're both just on call or whatever. We'll go into FM and play it. I mean, you were watching it, guys. Like we were I mean, I'm in charge of Wraith in the Championship, and I'm on a 17-game unbeaten run. And Flash is in charge of Queen's Park, and he got fucked with like millions of injuries, and he's struggling for survival, I'll put it bluntly, but it's not because he's shit at the game, he's just been really unlucky about how a lot of the results have gone. I've had a lot of luck in my games, draw-wise, but that's the thing about it, like, I'm pretty good at the game, which is why I'm, like, hyped to do it, because I know, like I said, I'll probably pull in about 5-10 concurrent viewers a stream if I'm lucky, but I always like playing FM in my spare time anyway, so if I'm just streaming it, it gets watch hours up and it helps with, obviously, algorithm shit and that as well. Plus, I do want to actually make videos. My plan's to make an Albion Rovers video. He's trying to work through it. He's getting a good bash, but I mean, it's unlucky. I've sat and watched some of the games. Like, I mean, I'll sit and do like the Scottish commentary voice, you know what I mean? I'll sit there and be like, he gets it in! Oh, it's unlucky, he misses by a half-inch! But he's just not had a lot of luck in his save, unfortunately. I think that's the thing about it, is that we had free reign over the teams that we wanted to pick. With obviously the exception of the big two, Dundee and Inverness. So I took Wraith because I like their kits, plus, like I said, they're a affiliate club with Albion Rovers, I should say, sorry, so in my head I'm like, yeah, that makes sense for me, and the team's worked. But yeah, well, I have a Celtic save too, Sandwich. I've got, in that save right now, I'm in the Champions League semi-final with like some of the signs that I've made. What is it? I'm in, what is it, 2029 I'm in. I've won the Champions League twice already. Who's the other streamer? What I'll do actually is, if I still have it copy and pasted, I'll just, yeah. He streams on Twitch, so if you want to go and follow him, or if you want to just check out what the dude's about, he's not always FM orientated, like I said, he does a lot of, he's variety. So he does, off the top of my head, Minecraft, League of Legends, fucking, basically any game you can think of, chances are he plays. But yeah, the offer's there. Plus it'd be nice to give him a wee bit of support because he's kind of merited it. Boy puts in work. He was live for like 6-7 hours yesterday. So, I mean, yeah, boy deserves a bit of fucking slack, you know what I mean? You only have 27. I only started playing FM this year. I only started playing FM in 2023, although I watched people play it for like a year before. It's what kind of made me buy it, because I used to play FIFA. FIFA was my main game. I used to play just the career mode when I was bored, and I would just take control of a League 2 team or something and go on a run. But when someone was telling me, look, if you're on PC now, FM's actually a much better decision, because you can basically just do all the things that you like, minus the faff of having to deal with EA cheese whenever you play the game. So I was like, alright, cool. But then I learned the term getting FM'd, and holy fuck, my first like season in charge with Celtic, I went undefeated in the league, but in the Champions League I got to the semi-finals and lost to Barcelona in penalties. That hurt. The season after I got fucked out in the round of 16 by Liverpool, and the season after again by, who was it? Was it Man City or Bayern? I'm not sure. It was one of the two. But aye, after that I won the Champions League twice, back to back, and then a couple of quarterfinals after it. But yeah, there's a lot of options that you can kind of work with, and that's why I like the idea of FM, because I can just sit and play it for like 5-6 hours at a time and just kind of make it work. You know what I mean? But in the Champions League scenario right now this year for me anyway, I'm in the semi-final against Arsenal. I just beat, what's my brain? I beat Dortmund in the quarterfinals. I beat them like 9-4 in aggregate, although they got red carded in the 10th minute in my away leg, and I beat them 6-1 at the Signal Iduna. And then I lost 4-3 at Celtic Park, but that's fine for me to go through. But I've got Arsenal in my FM save. Arsenal are basically the new Man City, because they got a takeover, Thierry Henry's in charge, and they basically got all of the world's best players. So I'm not making it out of that semi-final with anything more than maybe like a 2-1 win in a game and then like a 4-0 away defeat. I'd still take that, you know what I mean? That's the thing, dude. See, as long as you, like, if you bought FM it doesn't matter where you bought it, as long as you have your like Steam ID, you can log in and play it anywhere. Like I bought FM on this computer, like the one that I'm streaming on, but like I said, I take this laptop here and I'll fuck around with FM when I'm like on a train going somewhere or whatever, because it's just fun to do when you're bored. But as long as you have your like Steam ID and shit, mate, you can log in and play it on any device, as long as you've bought the game. I always say to people that the best time to do it, the best time to always buy FM is like see when it's in its pre-alpha stage, because you can always get like 20, 45 like quid off it basically at the start. Aye, you download it through torrent, well that would probably be why then. But you could always just find that link again and retry it. You're going to be gaming again. Basically, aye. That's a plan, Chrissy. Like over the course of summer, like I said, I'll do FM save. I'll like probably have like a, like I said, a co-op save that I had with Flash that we'll do over the course of the summer, because he wants to do it too. He's already kind of made it clear that he's in for that. And like I said, I'll have like a single player one, which I'll kind of let stream and choose the team that I manage, and I'll just kind of go for there. So you can basically cheese me and put me in like a really bad situation at a shitty club, or alternatively you can just kind of give me an easy one. Like, I mean, what I'd imagine is that people just want me to take control of Celtic again, but obviously I've already had a lot of my time on FM dedicated towards figuring out how to make Celtic good again. Fun fact, it starts with the defence. Should do FIFA Pro Clubs. Oh fuck. Have I got like a game capture card and all that? Well, I mean, I do actually have a game capture card, whatever the fuck it is, it's somewhere there somewhere, but aye, like, I don't play FIFA anymore, that's what I was saying, Chris. It's not my type of... I've kind of went off it. I used to play it a lot. I played it for like FIFA 13 all the way through to like FIFA 22. But this year was the first year that I just didn't buy it. And I mean, a lot of people apparently did the same, because EA are apparently now like fucked it. They're no longer licensed, so it just ruins it even more. So in my head, I'm like, yeah, there's no reason, especially when FM does all the stuff that you want. I guess if you want to just play Ultimate Team or whatever, fair enough, but pro clubs, I wouldn't just buy FIFA specifically for that. Maybe next year though, that's maybe an idea. Like I said, if that whole thing takes off in the middle of summer, then cool, you know what I mean? I might actually consider doing that, but I need to have like a group of people that are willing to even play pro clubs in the fucking first place, so... Dead by Daylight, oh it's always a good game. Although it depends on, I mean, I haven't played it in a good number of years now, like a fucking... Because I kind of played it when, like, see when Friday the 13th was a big deal, I found it through that, and I was like, oh yeah, cool. Warzone and Far Cry might be good to stream. I play a lot of Far Cry 3. I'm actually pretty good at Far Cry 3. Like, I've beaten it in pretty weird circumstances. I've done it with a sniper only before, which was probably my proudest achievement, but I mean, in terms of what I've got on my PC, I mean, I'll bring down my pages and I'll be able to actually tell you. Let's see. So yeah, I mean, I've got games like Minecraft, which I'm good at. I play that in the background, although I'm trying to learn how to play that on PC. I've got Europa Universalis, Civ 6, even things like VR chat and stuff like that. So like, what I would kind of do over the course of summer is that every stream will start with FM, no matter what, because I'll title the stream FM stream, and then in that stream I'll just do random stuff. And that's the thing, I can always do an open FM save as well, where I can invite people in for stream and stuff like that if they want to do so as well. It's like, again, it's always a cool thing. Plus, obviously, with the sub goals that I'll hit over time, I'd imagine, you know, I can kind of do little things to add on to make things more interesting. And obviously, like, over the course, I want to get stuff for the background. Like me and Flash were talking about it last night. But catch you after, sandwich man. Hope you have a good day. I do actually need to go and eat myself. Do need to end the stream at some point, but I'll get another like 5 or 10 minutes. But no matter what way you kind of sleep, I'll have ideas. It's just a case of going about and doing it kind of thing. Because obviously I was talking about doing it when me and Flash first spoke, because me and him met each other through me streaming basically, so I mean, there's a lot of kind of little niches. Was Albion Rovers in the same division as Stenhouse? Yep, we were League 2. now we're in the lower leagues because Spartan beat us in the playoffs, so that's always fun. But I can't really argue with it too much, you know what I mean? It's just bad seasons happen, and unfortunately Albion Rovers were on the end of it. I'll still say it should have been Bonnyrigg that went down. They were the worst team in League 2 by a distance, but Albion Rovers just lost more games than drew, so that's what saved them. Not a bad stream at all. I'm quite happy. I don't know how many views the VOD will get once it's up and running. If it's, I mean, it's more than the Rangers game last week, so it'll probably pull more than a couple hundred views anyway, and I'll be alright. Could Watchalong get pumped in 5 minutes? Who's it they're up against? Oh, Nottingham Forest. Who's it Man United play? Because that's kind of a crunch match as well. Because obviously Newcastle beat Brighton. Man United played Chelsea on the 25th. But they beat Bournemouth earlier on the day, that was what they scored. Well, there you go. That's interesting. What other scores were? Fulham managed to grab a point, so they kind of keep them still fighting out in the top half. In fact, actually, that guarantees them top half. That draw with Crystal Palace opens up the... Yeah, it opens up massively, because even if Chelsea win all the rest of their games, they still can't go above them, as long as they get a point. If Fulham get a point from now to the end of the season, they're guaranteed top half, which is pretty fucking good, actually. It was a pretty even game as well, by the looks of it. That is about as even as a game as you can get. Like, similar stats all the way through, basically. 11 shots, 4 on target, 5 on target. Basically 50-50, a little bit more in Palace's favour. Couple of more passes, a bit more pass accuracy, but everything else is about as even as you can ask for, basically. I was literally about to say, what the fuck did the sub count thing go? Edward scored for Palace, well, yeah, he's up there. Him and Joel Ward of all people. But Mitrovic has popped that for Fulham as you would expect. But I mean, it's more the relegation battle that brings more interest than the top. Because I mean, the top's more interesting for the Champions League spots. You know what I mean? Because there's actually, you know, things to play for. Newcastle and Man United seem almost set for it, bar anything ridiculously bad going wrong in their... Like, they would need to lose their next 2 games, basically, and Liverpool, they've got Europa League. As long as they don't do anything stupid. Like I said, Brighton losing to Newcastle made it a little bit easier for them as well, so... Yeah, Europa League seems to be the standard they're setting for themselves, which is, again, considering how bad they were in, like, February when they were sitting down, like, here, it's a good bounce back, you know what I mean? But nothing's written in stone, plus Brighton do have a lot of games in hand. But Liverpool would just need to win one of their... Well, they'd need to win, or... No, actually, yeah, they would need to win their final game to have it in their own hands, basically. Newcastle in the Champions League would be mad. It'd be weird to see it, but it would be cool to see it at the same time. Because I mean, when I was a kid, I remember them being vaguely good. They were at least Europa League level back when I was a kid, so it's good to see them actually there. I mean, I get that it's oil money, blah blah blah, whatever, but you know what I mean. I'll need to get prepped to end this stream, I think, because I need to go and eat. But yeah, not bad. Let me just pop the actual Celtic results. So for those that didn't see it, this was the full-time score. Respectable draw. 2 really good goals for Ahashi, and McGregor managed to come and clutch and do what was necessary. And I mean, Curtis Maiden was definitely the man of the match for St Mirren tonight. I'd be very surprised if anyone else got it, but he's probably player of the game. McGregor played his captain role, so I'm happy with it. Well, Fulham are in the final. They got to the final against Atletico Madrid when Falcao was, like, Because I remember they beat Juventus. I remember that game because it was like 4-1 at the end of it. Aye. Not bad at all. But that wraps up, I think, another stream for today. I'm definitely not disappointed with it. Like I said, we could have won. Could have done a lot better. We could have done a lot worse, but obviously that's how it goes. But anyone that's hung around after the stream, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Like I said, I'll be live again on the Wednesday match for Hibernian. That'll be interesting. That'll be fun. And obviously the Aberdeen game towards the end of the week as well. So things are going a little bit up. And then after that, obviously, there's the Scottish games nationally for the qualifiers, and then the Inverness match as well. The draw gets made for Europe after qualifying it. That's why the qualifiers are laid out, but you'll get the qualifying draws, I think it's a couple of days after the cup final or after the season ends, so after the Champions League final, so I'd imagine it'll be good. But thank you for watching, thank you for coming along. It's time for the zoomy screen, because I need to bail out now. But thank you for watching, thank you for coming along, thank you for all the support and the like and all that. But fantastic, honestly, banging. But I'm going to depart now. The Celtic didn't win today, but that's no problem at all, because we'll come back and fucking skank the boys in Edinburgh on Wednesday. But until then, have a good one.